Hello.
Hey, what do you got? What's your argument?
I was just gonna ask, like, what do you think about eating the byproducts of animals?
I don't like it. What justifies eating animals? Why are you not vegan?
No, I just mean like eating the byproducts, like a chicken egg,
Yeah, why would I eat their body parts? Why would I eat their byproducts?
because they
It's their
taste good. Like
property.
this is it's
It's part of
eggs.
their
You're eating
bodies.
eggs. People eat eggs.
Right, but it's part of their bodies. But more
Well, it's
importantly,
not part of their bodies. Like whenever it's out of them.
yeah, it's not my property, right? But more importantly, when it comes to eggs in the egg industry, a lot of the hens that we raise are bred so big and fat that they can barely move. That literally their bodies become deficient. Their bones break under their own weight because they're so deficient. Because we're forcing them to make so many eggs for us. So that's why it's wrong because we're exploiting the animal.
Okay, so there are people that have chickens that are raised humanely and stuff, and then they kill them in like a humane manner. Not like not everything is like
How do you kill someone humanely?
you do it fast and quick. And it's
Okay,
not
so if I killed you fast and quick, would that be okay?
well, why you shouldn't compare a human to a chicken
Okay, why not?
because they're not the same.
Okay, what's the moral difference between chicken and human? Name the trait that separates us morally, that justifies killing them?
Well, humans for one, they're a lot smarter than the chicken. The chicken most of the time is basically just based off of their
Okay,
instincts. They don't really have a mind
I'm a
of their
lot.
own.
Okay, I'm a lot smarter than a baby. Should we kill babies?
No, because a baby is like a human. They're just not grown. Yeah, they're just not grown up
Okay.
yet. A
So
baby
you're
chicken
saying,
is just gonna grow
so,
up into a chicken. It's gonna be the same thing.
sure. So what you're saying is just because we're human, we're better automatically. We get to have more rights.
Yeah,
Why?
humans are dominant over
Do
animals.
you recognize that chickens are conscious and sentient and they feel pain and they don't have to die and don't want to die? Do you understand that?
Well, yeah, but if you just kill a chicken, like people do it fast, like they just cut their necks off.
Okay,
Like,
dude,
I don't really see a problem with
why
that.
is that good if you don't have to do it and it's harming the animal? You're taking its life away. Why would you want to do that to the chicken?
And that's what they were put on Earth for.
No, they weren't. How do you know they were put on Earth for you to eat? How do you know that?
Well, you see, I'm a Christian. I know you're an atheist, but according to the Bible,
Sir, do
it
you
says
think it's good to take away life from someone who doesn't have to die?
well, if it's an animal, you know, obviously
Sir,
you
we
respect
are
the animal's
animals.
life.
We are
You know,
animals.
whenever you
We
kill
are
it, like
animals. We are.
whenever you go hunting, you respect the animal's life after you kill it because they lived a life. But
You can't, sir, listen, you can't respect someone and then kill them. That's not respect. Respect is leaving the animal alone, leaving them alone. Why would you
yeah,
want to take away their life when they could be free and happy? Why would you want to take away that life? Why would you want to kill them and do that to them?
yeah, well, what about the animals that are
How old are
they
you? You're not tracking. How old are you?
17?
All right, have a good day.
You said.
You guys got to track with the argument, right? You got to keep up with the argument. Hey, what do you got?
Hey, what's up? So,
How old are you?
I'm 22.
All right, what's your argument?
I just like I think it's just subjective, really. Like I think it's like if you
Okay,
want
great.
to just kill an animal,
So what do you think justifies killing an animal?
it's just up to the individual. Like it's just their own subjective opinion
I
if
know
they want
that's
to,
why I'm asking you, sir. What do you think justifies killing and eating animals?
because I need to eat.
Okay, but you can eat other foods, right? You can eat plant-based foods instead.
Yeah, but I want to eat an animal.
Okay, so just because you want to do something that makes it good.
It
So,
doesn't make it good or bad. I just want to do it, and that's my own subjective thinking.
right. So what justifies to you, subjectively to you, what justifies killing the animal? What justifies doing that?
That I need to eat and survive. It's my
But
survival instinct.
you can survive on plant-based foods, so you don't have to
Yep.
kill the animal. You don't have to cause it harm. Do you know
Right.
that killing animals causes harm? and suffering and pain?
But you're assuming that pain is bad though. How do you know
Yeah,
pain is bad?
I don't. Do you think pain is bad?
I think pain is bad because someone said it objectively, but
Okay, great,
based
great.
on your
So
moral
if,
views,
if
how do
you
you
think
know?
if you think pain is bad, then you agree with me that we shouldn't cause pain to the animals, right?
Right, but let's say that's because
Okay.
we're assuming that there's a God though.
So so
Let's assume that
why
there's not a
so
God. How do
why
we
are
know that
you
the pain is
causing
bad?
why are you causing pain to the animal if you don't have
But,
to?
but you're assuming that pain is bad though.
We both agree that pain is bad, don't we?
Well, but the reasonings for why we agree that it's bad is different.
Okay,
That's a huge difference.
but you still think it's bad to cause pain to an animal, right?
No,
Okay, then what justifies causing pain to an animal?
I need to eat,
But you can eat a plant-based food. So
but I
now
don't want to eat plant-based
do
food.
you agree that you don't have to kill the animal?
I don't. Sure, yeah, I don't have to, but I still want to.
Okay, so your only justification is I want to. So do you think
Yes,
it's so that's not just justification, sir, right? We're asking for what reason allows you to kill someone. You're
I
just saying
just
I
want
want
to. I
to.
want to
That's
kill
not
an animal and
ethics.
eat it.
That's not
Like
ethics, sir. We're talking about ethics. Do you have any ethics?
I need to eat and survive. That's the only reason.
Okay, but you can eat and survive on plant-based foods instead. Do you
But
agree?
I don't want plant-based foods.
Okay. So do you think if just because I want to murder, that means it's good?
Why is it up to you to define my life? Like,
Okay.
why can't I eat an animal?
I'm not defining your life, sir. Can you stay on topic here for a second? What justifies killing an animal? I know you want to, but what justifies doing that?
I need to survive. It's my survival instinct.
Okay, but we can survive on plant-based foods instead, so we don't have to kill the animal. So now do you agree that we don't have to kill it?
I agree. I don't have to eat the plant.
But the plant doesn't have suffering. There's no suffering involved. There's no death or suffering involved in killing a plant. There's no suffering there. There's no pain.
How do you know
Because they don't have pain receptors or brains or nervous systems to feel pain.
that?
So which one's more ethical to you, causing more pain or less pain? Which one's more ethical to you?
You're assuming that pain is bad.
Do you think pain is bad?
What if, let's say that I was someone who didn't assume that pain was bad?
Well, you're not that person, sir. I'm asking you. Do you think pain is bad? I'm asking why aren't you vegan? Why are you not vegan, right? You're not able to answer this. Why do you think it's okay to kill an animal?
I already told you. I just said once.
All right, your Wi-Fi is terrible. You can't just say I wanna. That's not ethics, right? We're talking about ethics here. Sure, Jeffrey Dahmer wants to murder, but it doesn't make it ethical. We want ethics. We want ethics. We care about each other. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have ethics, but I do. Being vegan is very easy. It took me one night to go vegan. I just stopped eating animal products. It's that simple.
Yo, can you hear me?
How old are you?
21.
Great. What's your argument?
So my brother is actually vegan, so I respect veganism, and I see why it's a thing that needs to go on today. Like,
Yeah.
especially with
Do you have an
things like,
argument against it or not?
yeah, I do. I just think that from a certain standpoint of people trying to, let's say, go to the gym, gain a lot of muscle, it's proven that meat products, will sort of give you a better physique, better anatomy. It'll just overall healthy, whereas people who are like
Yeah.
vegan will have a sort of weaker system, and yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. There are vegan bodybuilders who are very healthy and strong. So, in
Okay,
fact,
well
one
that
of the
may
strongest, in fact, some of the world records for strongest men are by vegans.
Okay, well, actually, I had a friend who was a bodybuilder who switched to veganism, and he was walking me through this whole entire process that he was talking about, how
Sir, I don't
he
care
that
about your friend. I care about the data. Do you have any actual data that demonstrates what you're saying is true? And by
I
the
don't have
way,
statistical proof, so no.
so you have no data. Okay. So you're going to come into debate stage with no data, no evidence?
I was just giving some proof that I've received from friends, from other
Yeah,
people,
that's not
from
going to cut
sources
it
that
for
I've
us.
looked up.
Not going to
I
cut
don't,
it
just
for
because I
us.
don't
We
have
want
numbers
actual
doesn't mean I
data.
don't have proof.
We want actual data, not your friend said this and my friend said this. Trust me, bro, that's not evidence. There's no data that says vegans cannot be strong. It's ridiculous. There are vegan bodybuilders who can probably outlift anybody, any one of your friends. Hey,
Hi
what's your
there.
argument?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What's your argument?
I just want to say that for people who are on medication, not all medications are vegan, and there's not a lot of alternatives for people who have like things that they
Right,
need
I
medication.
agree. I agree. There are many medications that are not vegan. I agree. But you can still be vegan though and still take those medications if you have to, because veganism is not about being perfect. It's about being practical and doing what you can to make a difference and to, take care of the animals as much as you possibly can. It's not about being
Okay,
perfect.
fair enough. I also have another argument for people who have suffered from eating disorders. That's another thing that people with like restrictive diets would really struggle with, is
No,
like
you can get all the
relapsing.
nutrients. If you're getting a well-planned vegan diet, you can get everything you need as a vegan. There's no deficiencies or anything like that. You can be perfectly fine.
No, but that's the thing is the restrictiveness of like the vegan diet
Not,
can
no, no, no. It's not
like
restrictive. It's not restrictive at all. Don't say that. That's not true.
no,
There's
but
nothing
like
restrictive about eating plant-based foods. There's 50,000 plant-based foods out there.
no, of course,
Thousands.
but if I went to like a restaurant and like there's only so many options for
Then go to a
plant-based
different
diets.
restaurant. Then go to a different restaurant, right? Like you
But
have
that's the
choice.
thing.
We have choices that we can make in our lives, right? Do you think we should be vegan or not?
I think it's to each their own. I've done vegan diets
Okay,
before. I
so
have
but
done
what is more ethical to you, right? Is it more ethical to be vegan or not be vegan?
honestly, I don't see a difference because like the circle of life and stuff, honestly.
Oh, okay. So let me. So the circle of life. So you think there's nothing wrong with stuffing billions of animals in cages and making them sit in their own feces and urine, and then just
Of
for
course,
them to be slaughtered? There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
think the system is bad. The system that
Then
we
why do
have
you
is
then why do you contribute to it?
I don't.
Oh, so you're vegan?
No. We live on a farm. We have our own.
Then you contribute to it.
Sure, I don't contribute to the like system though. I'm not going into a supermarket and buying products that I don't know like where they came from besides like possibly like milk and chocolate milk stuff like that. But we farm our own animals. So,
Yeah, you're still killing animals, right? So why would you want to kill an animal when you don't have to?
circle of life. We raise them.
Circle of life, man. You force the animals to be farmed. There's no law of the nature that says you have to farm animals and eat them. We
Okay,
can
but
be
if you think
plant-based.
about it, if you think about it in the wild, when we domesticated animals, they were going to do the exact same thing anyway. They were going to breed, and we're not forcing them to do that. That's
Yes,
like
we
nature.
are. Yes, we are. We are absolutely breeding these animals into existence on farms just to be slaughtered. You are contributing to more animals being slaughtered and domesticated for this reason.
Okay.
You're causing the issue.
Okay, just think for a second. Okay, well, let me ask you this. If we stopped eating animals what would we do with all the animals that we have right now? What would we do with them?
We put them in sanctuaries, number one. But number two,
Where
that's never going to
would
happen. So this is
where
a,
would
if this is your only argument, it's terrible. I'm sorry. But
Okay, well, I'm just asking you a question here.
I don't say that. That's
Hypothetically, because
sanctuary.
you're fighting for everyone to be vegan, right? You want everyone to
Yes,
be.
and if we lived in a world where everybody was vegan, we would have more sanctuaries for the animals. But guess what? That's not going to happen. I know we're not all going to go vegan tomorrow. So stop making these arguments and start being practical here, right?
Okay,
Why?
well,
What justifies you killing the animals?
well, they are they're a source of nutrition. You know, it is the circle of life. If it weren't for
So are
us, it
plants.
would be
So are
someone else.
plants the source of nutrition?
Okay. But back, I can use the same argument again. As someone who has struggled with like an eating disorder, that restrictiveness of
What?
veganism, like saying, I can't eat, no, just listen, just let me finish. Uh, Going from somebody who has had an eating disorder, going into like that restrictiveness, like I can't have chicken, I can't have beef, I can't have milk, I can't have like, all these things. Like I can't
Man,
have.
there are 50,000 plant-based foods. How is that restrictive? Stop with the nonsense and give me a valid argument for
It's
why
not.
you think
Okay,
we should
so,
slaughter animals.
okay. Have you ever struggled with an eating disorder?
No, but it doesn't matter because
No,
there are no restrictions. There are 50,000 plant-based foods, ma'am, that you can eat. You're not restricted.
no. Yes, okay. But do you know the definition of restriction?
Yeah, limited options.
You're restricting yourself. Vegan diets are literally like it is restriction.
What do you mean? How is it
Just
restriction? How is it
no,
restriction, ma'am? How
listen,
is it restriction?
just because there are lots of options elsewhere doesn't mean that you aren't restricting yourself from other
Ma'am,
things.
can you answer the question? How are you restricted?
Because if I am like if I'm just eating vegan, right? Plant-based stuff like tofu, all the vegan cheeses, I can't have dairy. I can't have meat. I can't have fish. All that stuff, that is restriction.
Those are, you named two food groups. There's 50,000 plant-based foods that you can also eat. There's all kinds of plant-based milks, plant-based cheeses. You can eat those. We have the same nutrients. What's your point here, ma'am? You can get all
Yeah,
the nutrients you need as a vegan.
sure. You can,
So
obviously,
how is it
people are living.
restrictive? So how is it restrictive?
I've just explained it to you. Restriction, when when you're stopping yourself from eating certain food groups, that is restriction.
Ma'am, again, it's not restrictive because you can have other options that are way more options than meat. There's only a couple types of meats and just two dairies that you guys eat. But there's 50,000 plant-based foods. It's not restrictive. It's the thing is that we've developed a society that we've encapsulated ourselves in this meat and dairy-based society. That's why you think it's restrictive. But actually, it's the other way around. When you go plant-based, you realize how many foods there are, how much options there are that you're missing. And to me, I see your diet as restrictive.
Okay. I have done a vegan diet before. I do know what it
Okay,
is
great.
like.
So what is your argument that justifies eating animals? Do you have one?
The argument is that, well, my argument personally for me is it was too restrictive. I couldn't, like, I have
Yeah, we're not
struggled
doing
with.
this anymore. It's not restrictive. I don't know why you keep saying that. There's there's 50,000 plant-based foods out there. How is that restrictive? Hey, what do you got?
I don't want to debate. I'm just sitting here scrolling, and I'm eating a red lentil Lebanese soup. I haven't eaten meat since two.
Thank you, but this is debate stage.
I'm not gonna lie, you've been yapping for a minute. You must be fluent in Japanese, little bro.
Yeah, that's when you have no argument. Come on in, let's hear your arguments, guys. Nobody's pushing your belief on others. Stop it. Nobody's pushing veganism on you. You're just realizing that you're wrong and you're immoral and you're scared. What justifies killing animals and eating them? What justifies eating them? Nothing justifies eating animals. And by the way, restrictive, it's not restrictive, but even if it was, it still doesn't justify eating animals. I think I value the life of animals more than the restrictiveness of my diet? They taste good. What if people tasted good? Does that justify killing people because they taste good?
Yeah, so what's the question, bro?
Come on,
Debate
dude.
a
Come on.
vegan. What justifies eating animals?
Yeah, what's your
Well, I
justification?
think if your taste buds could taste it and love it, why not eat it? You know,
Okay.
it
So
might have,
what if I can taste you and eat you? Should I
well,
eat
yeah,
you?
it might have certain laws and restrictions to not eat a person, but
Wait,
not
no,
saying that
sir.
you can't do it.
That's not what I asked you. Is it
Mm.
ethical to eat somebody if they taste
It's
good?
not ethical to eat somebody, you know,
Okay, why is it not ethical? Why is it bad to eat somebody if they taste good?
because that is murder, because that is our own kind as the leading
Okay, so it's like
entity
because it's our own kind,
being
right?
on it.
So what's the difference between humans and animals that justifies killing the animal?
On animals is mental construct.
Mental construct. What do you mean by that?
I mean, they don't interpret life the same way that a human would.
They don't what?
They don't interpret life the same way that a human would if you study
Neither
them.
does a baby. A baby doesn't interpret life as I do.
But a baby is
In
conscious
fact,
to certain things more than a dog.
pigs are smarter than dogs and babies.
Yeah,
Do you know that?
but they're in their own bracket, which is why they are animals and we are human. But we are in the same animal kingdom, but we are more sentient beings than a dog or a
Okay.
cat or a pig.
What if there is somebody who is mentally challenged? I'm more sentient and intelligent than them. Does that give me the right to kill and eat
Yeah,
and
but they're
mentally
still
challenged people?
human, though, and
Okay,
we
so you're
make the
saying
rules.
just because it's
Humans
a
make the
human,
rules because we are the smartest things on earth.
that's debatable. But are you saying that just because we're human,
Is
we get to eat whatever
is
we want?
eh, I don't see why restrict somebody who developed a habit through.
Because it's harming others, right? There's a victim involved. The animals are dying and they're suffering and feeling pain because of us. Why do you want to continue eating and harming animals when we know they're conscious and sentient? Why would you want to do that to the
Because in
animals?
certain if you learn certain spiritual heights or high sciences and you learn to understand animals, the way that they live on the earth, they would literally somewhat offer themselves up to humans. Or,
What?
see,
No, the animals have been here
it's
for
hard to
millions of
explain. I
years.
know it's kind of hard to understand. It's hard to explain for me, but I know what I'm saying.
Sir, the animals have been here for millions of years before us. They've been just fine. Give me a justification for killing innocent animals.
So
What is
have the
that
plants,
justification?
so we should just eat sand then.
What? Sand? No, we have
Yeah,
plant-based
because
food, sir.
plants have life as well.
They're not sentient. Plants are not sentient. They're not conscious.
Plants are sentient
Oh, really?
and conscious
Okay,
and full of electricity, electronic waves, vibrational waves, patterns.
my phone does that. Does that mean my phone is sentient?
Your phone is somewhat in the universal spectrum of it. Yes, your phone is somewhat alive.
My phone
Within,
is alive now. Okay.
yeah,
But more importantly,
it sounds
even if
stupid, but
well,
it's only theoretical.
sir, can you stop talking? You're completely incorrect. But even if you were correct,
I'm not incorrect. You just
even
don't want to see it from my perspective.
what if I told you that vegans kill less plants?
How come?
Well, because 90% of the plants that we grow around the world are fed to the animals, not humans. So you're killing more plants and
So
crops and animals
what
by
is
eating
vegan food made of?
plants. We eat directly the plants. We don't.
You see, you're contradicting yourself.
No, you're not understanding what I just said, sir. 75% of all plants in the world are grown for the animals, not for people. So you're killing more plants. You're killing more animals by being a meat eater.
Yeah, I understand that you're trying to make the world a safer place, but you know,
All right, next guy. Keep tapping, guys. Keep tapping. Why don't you debate something worth debating? This is worth debating because there's 80 billion animals around the world that are suffering as we speak, stuffed in cages. They don't have voices. I'm their voice. We need to speak up. We should be vegan. It's more beneficial for the animals. It's ethical. It's the right thing to do.
You hear me?
Yep. What do you got?
So what would happen to the population of animals if you did not eat meat? Like everyone just completely stopped eating meat.
The population would be stabilized.
Why would
Because
they
right
be
now
stabilized? Because
right now we're breeding, sir. Right now we're breeding 80 billion animals into existence per year in factories. Right now you guys are overpopulating the animals, and you're causing so much suffering and torture.
But this also accounts for
their lives are
hunters.
terrible, right? So you're making their lives terrible. When if we stop doing that, the populations would be stabilized, and it would go
But how would
down.
they be stabilized with absolutely no like habitat to go back to? Like all the animals that we have.
We would make sanctuaries for them. We have many sanctuaries already around the world.
Until they just grow to a population that we can't maintain?
No, until their populations dwindle, because we bred these cows into existence.
But it's not just cows. You're talking about every animal in existence. You're talking about animals that people go and hunt for food.
Sir, stop. We're not talking about hunting. Hunting is not what I'm after. I'm after people.
You're talking about animals, eating animals. People kill wild animals, wild deer, wild elk. People eat that meat.
Sir. Hunters are a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent of meat eaters. I agree that it's wrong to kill an animal as a hunter. Hunting is wrong. But again, most people on the planet eat factory farmed animals. Yeah, he left. The point is, you are contributing to a system that is killing billions and billions of animals, so making their lives miserable and terrible. Fishing's even worse. We're killing trillions of fish. Fish feel pain. They do. They don't want to die, and they shouldn't be being killed for no reason. Let them be. No, the animals that we killed don't instantly die. That's nonsense. They are given terrible lives in factories, and then many of them are killed while they're conscious, unfortunately. Hey, what's your argument, man? What's your argument?
So we're above the food chain, mate. So naturally, we can just eat whatever we want.
Just because we're part of a food chain doesn't mean we have to kill the animals, right? If we can eat what we want, then we can eat plant-based foods and be more ethical in our choices. You just admitted that we don't have to eat the animals. So why do you do it if you don't have to eat the animals?
Because animals don't feel guilt.
They feel
so
pain.
Who are you to say that their pain is wrong?
Animals feel pain and they're conscious and they're sentient. Do you know that?
They're sentient doesn't mean they're sapient. Doesn't mean they can distinguish and make judgment between good and evil. They don't feel guilt, mate.
Sir, please listen.
Who are you to say?
Please listen. Animals have ethics just like we do. They have brains. They can think. They understand death to a degree.
Yes, they are sentient beings. They perceive.
But more importantly, they still feel pain and they don't want to die. They run after predators. They get anxiety,
See, this is
depression.
where I come.
They do feel guilt.
Yeah, I think that's called narcissism.
What?
You're pre-assuming something's own judgment.
What?
They can't communicate with you, man. How do you know if it's wrong to them? If they're suffering,
neither can a baby. Should we kill babies?
You can't compare it to a baby, man.
Why not? Name the trait that separates us from the animals that justifies killing them?
The law.
That's not morality. That's legality. What is the ethical justification for killing animals?
I just told you, man. Let's be counterintuitive.
What is it? What is the ethical? What is the
I
moral
want to ask you.
difference?
Yeah, I'll answer that. Yeah. If a lion was hunting a deer, would you save the deer?
If I could, I would, but unfortunately, I can't.
You
I'm
would.
not in the wild. See, I can't be. I'm not Tarzan. I can't be in Africa at all times, right? I live in a city. So, do you agree that we can make choices as to what we eat?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. So, what is
as
the
a
better?
human being.
What is the more ethical choice to you? Killing more animals or killing less animals?
Like I said, the animal doesn't feel guilty, so
But
there's no point. There's no,
what do you mean doesn't feel guilty? Animals do feel
because
guilty.
you
They
can't
also feel
communicate.
pain. They
They
also can
can't
suffer.
distinguish between whether their pain is good or not, so they don't feel guilty
Yes, they
because they're
can.
not.
Did you know that cows can develop anxiety and depression?
Mate, you're being a narcissist right now. You're
No,
literally
we actually have studies on this,
thinking
sir. I'm
for
not.
an animal
Do you even know what a
on behalf
narcissist
of.
means? What does narcissism mean?
Well, you define that, mate. Maybe you need to
Oh, so you don't
rethink
know
what
what it
you.
means. Okay, I'm going to take it as a no. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Narcissism
Okay.
is when you have a very self-righteous attitude towards yourself, right?
Yeah.
You're so focused on your own looks and your own appearance and your own self that you neglect other people. That's what narcissism
Exactly. And
means.
then you
So
make a
that has
judgment
nothing
on
to do
something that
with the
doesn't talk
animals.
to you. Yeah.
We know that cows develop depression. We have studies on this. Do you agree?
No, I don't, because I haven't seen those studies, man.
Okay,
And
great.
neither have you, I think.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. I'll pull it up for you.
This dude will really save a deer if a lion was attacking it. How crazy is that? The
It's
natural
not crazy
response
when
is
you
just to let
recognize
it
that
be
if
because it's a
something is not
natural.
necessary, sir, if something's not necessary, you wouldn't do it. Do you agree?
Exactly, man. If it's not necessary, I wouldn't do it.
Great. So if
But
that
all these
lion
people that have been before me, man,
if that
have
lion
made their
didn't,
point that.
sir, if that
Yeah, go
lion
on.
didn't, sir, if that lion didn't have to kill the deer, would you stop it if you could?
Can you repeat that, sorry?
If you can stop an animal from feeling pain, would you do it?
If I knew that animal was feeling guilty about it, yeah.
Okay, great. So then
If
you know
the
that
animal could
then you
speak to
agree
me
that
and say, "Oh,
then you
that
agree
dude done me wrong,"
sir, can you be quiet? Then you agree with veganism because you don't have to kill the animals, so why do you cause them pain and suffering?
I don't cause them pain and suffering. The butcher does, or whoever provides that source of food, right?
Here's a study you want: cortisol levels and anxiety-related behaviors in cattle. Right, it's done by PubMed, and it demonstrates that they have cortisol levels can increase when they are stuffed in cages and things like that. Go look it up. Now, when it comes to the animals, they do feel pain. The animals do suffer. They do feel pain. Do you agree?
I don't agree, mate. You just said go look it up. That was your answer
Okay.
to all that.
I just named you the study. It's called cortisol levels and anxiety-related behaviors in cattle. They
Mate, you can
feel
look up
pain and
anything on
they
Google.
can
This
emotionally
doesn't mean it's reliable.
animals can emotionally feel suffering by your decisions. So do you think we should stop?
Who are you to make their judgment on them?
Here. How about this? How about this? What if we did live in a world where the cows did feel pain? Would you want to stop them from feeling pain?
If they felt guilty, yes.
So if the
If they
animals felt
if
pain,
they could
so
communicate to you and say that,
sir,
yeah,
please.
okay.
If the animals felt pain, would you be vegan?
No,
Why not?
because I'm not to judge whether what they think is right or wrong, which we can't distinguish because animals can't talk.
Why does it matter what the animals think, sir? You're
Because
causing them
animals
unnecessary
aren't
pain and
sapient.
suffering.
They are only sentient, dude. We are
It-
sapient and sentient beings.
So
That's
are
what
we.
distinguishes us from an animal.
That's actually debatable, but the animals are sapient too. They're very sentient and
It's
sapient.
not. Can you speak to an animal? Can you make judgment on his suffering?
Yes, they
Its
cry,
suffering.
they whimper, they scream, they yell. That is behaviors that I just told you, sir. We
Our
can measure
judgment
these
on what we
behaviors.
perceive.
We can measure these behaviors in the
That's
animal.
based on what we feel, dude.
No, literally. The animals
Oh,
suffer and
that's what
die
we
and they
measured from what
cry.
we feel.
No, the animal feels it.
It doesn't.
We have animal
Can the
brains.
animal talk? Can an
So,
animal
okay,
talk?
let me say it this way. If I kicked a dog in its face and it started crying, do you think that dog felt pain?
It probably did. In what we perceive as pain.
How
Yeah.
would you know if you weren't there in the dog? See how your argument
It
collapses?
doesn't mean I can kick
Because
the dog. It can feel pain from
we
what
can
I
establish,
perceive as.
sir, we can establish that the animals do feel pain by looking at their behaviors. The study I just fucking
Yeah.
cited to you demonstrates
Yeah,
this.
but
We can measure their adrenaline.
we can't distinguish whether
Yes, we
they
can.
know
We can
whether
measure their
they
cortisol
are
levels,
aware
sir.
that pain is good or bad to them.
We can. Because when humans feel a pain that's bad, we have specific cortisone levels that correspond to our depression and anxiety and pain levels. The same with the animals. We can measure the animals' cortisol levels, their anxiety levels. We can measure the animals and we know that they feel pain and they are suffering. We know for a fact. Again, we are animals. We have mammalian brains. We have limbic systems just like all the other mammals that we eat. So for the last time, give me an argument that justifies killing them.
You can't compare an animal to a human, man.
Why not? What's the moral difference?
Because an animal cannot talk. You can't make a judgment.
Neither can a baby. Does that mean we can kill babies and eat babies?
That's a whole different other topic, man.
Oh, nice pivot. Nice pivot, sir. Do you need to talk to a baby to know that it's sad when it cries?
Obviously not.
Great. So we can make the same judgment with the animals because animals are just like humans in that regard. They have the same brain structure as we do.
Yeah, but I'm pretty, well, yeah. That's funny.
Next. Come on up, guys, if you disagree.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, what do you got?
Just want to say hi, good evening. This is actually my first live ever, so that's kind of exciting. But I am just listening to this live, and I'm not necessarily 100% against what you're saying. I just wanted to add in another perspective for you and also for everyone who's listening. And
Can you, this isn't your Oprah show. Can you give us an argument? This is the debate stage, right? So what is your argument against veganism?
Well, I think that people have the right to eat anything they want as long as they do it in an ethical way.
Okay.
So I'm definitely against, the factory farming that's going on in America. I'm from a different country, so where I live, a lot of animals are just
okay,
free
great.
range.
I don't need to hear your whole life story. Now, what?
You're kind of rude, but okay.
Well, you're rude to
I was
the
just
animals.
trying to get to a point.
You're
right?
rude to the animals. But more importantly, what justifies killing someone? What justifies killing someone like an animal? What's the humane way to kill them?
to make sure that they don't feel any pain, or that they feel as little pain as possible. So make it really quick and make
Okay.
sure that they actually had a very nice life and being treated
Right.
correctly during
Okay.
their life, so that they don't
So,
have to go through any stress or anything before they, get to that
okay.
point.
Now, do you also recognize that we don't have to eat the animals?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great.
Definitely.
So
I'm
now
actually one who
okay,
doesn't eat them. I'm
great,
just
great,
not,
great.
I
Okay,
see why some
okay,
people do it and
okay,
how they
okay,
do it,
man.
but I
Okay,
don't
okay.
necessarily agree that it's okay to do it in a mass scale like it's done in America. Because, like you
Okay.
said, eating
Great,
meat
great,
that
great,
has
great, great, great,
cortisol in
great,
it is
great, great.
also.
The point I'm trying to make here is this. If we know we don't have to eat the animals, and you just you argue that if we kill them in a humane way, quickly, without pain, that justifies them. So the question to you now is, if I killed a person quickly, without pain and without suffering, would that justify killing somebody and eating them? Let's hear your response. You can unmute yourself. There's a little button with the microphone. Click the microphone button.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No, I would not think that's justified.
Okay. Great.
I just
So
understand
what is
perspectives
the
in the way
difference?
where somebody grew up doing that, and they're just so used to it, and it's a huge
Okay.
lifestyle change for somebody to
Okay. So
stop.
what is the difference between killing a person with no pain and killing an animal with no pain? What's the difference there? What justifies killing the animal? What's the trait that justifies killing the animal?
I wouldn't necessarily say it justifies it. It's just so rooted in so many cultures that it became, people came
Mm,
desensitized. And,
okay.
I saw when I was a kid, my dad killing rabbits in front of me after we had
I don't want to hear your life story. I understand that you're desensitized, but that's the issue. That's the point. We know there's a victim. We know they don't have to die. We're so desensitized to killing them that we think it's okay because my culture says it. That's the issue. I don't see that as a justification because there's many cultures that are cannibalistic. It's not good to me. There are many cultures that promote all kinds of disgusting things. So it's not culture. It's based on what is your ethics. But welcome to
Hi.
TikTok. Good evening.
Oh wait, I could barely hear you. Hold on, one sec. So my only thing, I used to be vegan, and I definitely think me falling out of it, a part of it was definitely laziness and just, it was easier, and I was kind of like,
Okay, great. So what is your argument against veganism?
okay, so my argument against veganism is if you kill an animal and it is quick and painless, I feel like plants have survival instincts also, so you can't just use the argument you killed an animal that didn't want to die, because that applies to everything. Every plant, every being on this earth doesn't want to die.
Right, but do you understand that we have to eat something to survive and that plants are not sentient?
No, I understand that. It's
Okay.
just, it seems like it's a double standard. If you're going to say
No,
that and use that
ma'am,
argument for animals, how does it not
ma'am,
apply for plants too?
do you think a carrot feels pain?
I mean, what we're talking about is a quick, painless death, so that
Ma'am,
doesn't
ma'am,
matter in this
ma'am,
argument.
ma'am, please answer the question. Do you think a carrot feels pain?
No, we're not talking about pain. We're talking about not wanting to die, because whether it feels pain or
Oh my
not, an
gosh,
animal
ma'am.
won't
Oh
feel
my
pain if you
gosh,
shoot it right in the head.
ma'am, you're justifying killing anybody because what you're saying now is, well, we all say we don't want to die, so I might as well just kill people too. This is what you're justifying. You've
I mean,
justified murder.
I never justified that.
Okay, great.
It's different when it's a
Okay,
human, because
ma'am,
humans have innate empathy.
hold on, ma'am, hold on. So do you agree that people don't want to die?
Yep.
So why is it wrong to kill people?
Because humans have innate empathy that makes it so you can't kill people.
We're more complex creatures. If you start killing people, you're a psychopath. That's an actual psychiatric condition.
Okay, great. So what is the difference between killing an animal who's just a sentient, who is conscious and aware, just like people are? What is the difference?
I mean, it really comes down to if morality is like subjective, but I believe in this society, we don't like it when you kill people. We're not used to it. We don't think.
We're debating each other, right? This is about you and me. So do you think it's okay to kill an animal who doesn't have to die?
I mean, yeah. You haven't
Wow,
really given me any other way to think about it.
What justifies killing the animal?
Because I want to eat it. Like, what suffering am I really causing if it's a quick, painless death? You can say it doesn't want to die, but that's the same thing with anything you'd eat.
You're taking away its life, sentient, conscious life. Do you know how valuable life is? Why would you want to take it away from someone when you didn't have to? And by the way, painless is not true. It's not painless. Most animals are factory farmed, which means that their lives are miserable for all their lives, and their lives are cut short. You are vastly underestimating how these poor animals are being treated.
I do have to agree with you on factory farming, but if it's a situation of hunting, I don't agree with you at all.
But you don't have to hunt either, right? Now you're killing animals for no reason too. You're intentionally killing animals. So again, what justifies killing innocent animals that don't want to die and don't have to die?
I'm eating the animal, I'm getting nutrition from the animal.
But I can get nutrition from plant-based foods.
And if you're in a situation to where you're in a food desert and you can't afford it, what then? Do you know what a food desert is?
Yeah, do you know that Burger King and McDonald's and Taco Bell and all these have vegan options?
That's not how you describe a food desert. I'm not talking about...
Yes, that's a food desert when there's fast food chains everywhere and there's no grocery stores. Did you know that? A food
desert is defined as a lack of nutritious food.
Yeah, did you know
Burger King counts as nutritious?
No, that's not what I said. I said Burger King. If you are limited to those options, well, you have vegan options still.
Nope, not at McDonald's, not at Taco Bell. Actually, maybe Taco Bell. You'd have to take literally everything off, but...
Yes, they literally have vegan options.
The only restaurant I could think of, the only like fast food I could think of is Burger King with their Impossible Whopper.
Exactly, they have vegan options in food deserts. That's the point.
So, if I'm in a food desert, I'm having an Impossible Whopper breakfast month.
Hold on, are you in a food desert?
Nope.
Okay, great. So why are you not vegan?
I'm not vegan because I don't see any value to being vegan. I don't think it's causing any necessary harm. I really only eat meat that's hunted with my parents.
Ma'am, you're taking away the life of an animal. And you're
So what? So what?
What do you mean, so what? Do you think life is valuable?
I mean, human life, sure. I think we shouldn't be absolutely cruel and unusual to animals, but I do think we can eat them.
Ma'am, so you don't care about any animal. So if I took a dog and just sliced its neck open, it wouldn't matter to you?
I mean, I honestly think that if we eat cows in America, if China has a dog trade, I don't give a shit.
Please answer the question, yes or no. If I took a dog and slit its neck open, would that be okay to you?
If you're eating it, yes.
Okay, what if you're not eating it?
Then no, because it was unnecessarily...
Okay, great. Now, do you recognize that it's unnecessary to kill any animal?
No.
Why is
if you're killing it for food, that's the main denominator.
Ma'am, let me ask you this. Why is it necessary to kill a cow?
Because it's nutrition, it's not about it being necessary.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be necessary.
But you just agreed it's wrong to kill an animal if it's not necessary.
No, I said it's wrong to kill an animal if you're not going to eat it. Right. I'd say it would be unnecessary to just slit the animal's throat and just leave it there dead.
So you realize and you concede that if you don't have to kill the animal, would you say it's wrong to kill that?
If you're just gonna waste it, yeah. If you're just gonna kill it to kill it, I think that's just stupid.
Okay. Now, do you recognize that you don't have to kill any animal for nutrition? You can get all the nutrition you need as a vegan. Do you recognize that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, great. So you recognize we don't have to kill the animals for nutrition. So we don't have to kill the animals at all. We don't need the nutrition. So why would you go out of your way to kill an animal?
I mean, because you haven't given me any reasons to except saying they're alive, they're a sentient being. It's like, okay.
There's no moral difference.
Plants are sentient beings, bro. They have a will to live. Have you seen studies of plants trying to avoid fucking dying?
No. You're not going to bring up the stupid plant argument. Plants are not sentient. They don't have a will.
I'm not even saying that. I'm not being like stupid enough to bring up the plants feel pain stuff. I'm not trying to put that on you right now.
You're comparing a lettuce to a cow, right? Do you think a cow is just as sentient as a lettuce?
Okay, why does it matter that it's a sentient being? Do you think because of suffering? No, I'm actually asking. Why do you think?
Do you like suffering?
But what if it's a quick bullet to the head? How is that causing suffering? Just in the wild, quick bullet to the head.
So do you think if I shot somebody in the head quickly, would that be okay to you?
You can't compare animals to humans because as humans, we have innate human empathy. We are empathetic to other humans.
So do animals.
That's just animals to animal empathy. Luckily, I'm not an animal trying to kill another animal.
Yes, animals have empathy. Just
well, I guess I am, but I'm a mammal, Homo sapien. But
yes, all the other animals that you kill and slaughter are sentient and have empathy too.
No, but you didn't. Sorry, I have a headache. But you aren't answering my point, like my question, though. Is it just because animals don't want to die? Is that your argument? Because even if I give them a painless death, that doesn't even seem enough.
Why would I kill somebody who doesn't have to die and doesn't want to die? Why would I do that?
I mean, the only thing you're standing on really is the doesn't want to die, and that goes the same for plants too.
It goes the same for people.
No, I know, and just like I said, humans have innate human empathy unless they have a psychological problem.
Now we're back to justifying murder because everything has a way to live, so might as well kill people too.
No, because humans have innate human empathy. I don't know how much I'm going to say it. No human that is in their right mind and doesn't have a disorder.
Damn. Stop talking. The animals have empathy. The animals are conscious. The animals are sentient. They're valuable living sentient beings.
My argument was not relying on them not having empathy.
Hold on. Now, when it comes to the plants are not sentient. They don't care if they die. They're just fucking plants. And guess what? Vegans kill less plants. So we cause way less suffering and pain and death. Which one's better? Killing more or killing less?
I mean, why though? Why does it matter to you?
Answer the question, ma'am. What is more ethical, killing more animals or killing less animals?
Of course, when you make a blanket statement like that, I'm going to say killing less animals.
Okay, great.
It really depends if you eat them, though. If you eat them, then killing as many as you want.
You don't have to eat them. That's the point, right?
Why shouldn't I?
You don't have to.
Why shouldn't I?
Because they have pain and suffering and they don't want to die.
Even if you shoot them, giving them a painless death, and plants don't want to die either.
They don't want to be shot in the head. Nobody wants to be shot in the head. I can't believe
plants don't want to be killed either. So your argument isn't based on anything.
Plants don't have personalities. There's no Bob and John. There is no. They're not.
They can still not want to die without personalities.
How do plants have a will if they don't have brains?
Okay, I wonder if I can. Would you like a source or anything, or here?
I already know the source you're going to give me, where they did studies on plants where they show us they have some electrochemical stimuli.
Plants have a survival instincts to where. Hold on one sec.
It doesn't mean that they're sentient, ma'am, or that they feel pain. And more importantly, vegans kill less plants.
No, but the only argument you can stand on is that they have a survival instinct, which literally the same shit you're already eating has a survival instinct.
That's one factor, ma'am. The other factors you're ignoring, that the fact that they're conscious and sentient and don't have to feel pain and don't have and have
They don't
lives
have to feel
that are
pain with a clean
valuable
shot
and they
through the
don't
brain
want to
anyways.
die. Ma'am, do you understand that a conscious being like a dog has a life, a long life that they want to live?
I mean, do plants have survival instincts, yes or no?
You're ignoring the question. Do you
I'll answer
agree,
it.
do you agree that dogs don't want to die?
Yep.
Okay. Do you think it's
Just
okay to do you think it's okay to kill a dog?
if you're killing them for meat, yeah. If you're just killing them to kill them,
Okay, you're
then
killing it
no.
for meat, but what if you don't have to eat the meat?
If I don't have to eat the meat, then I mean, if I want to eat the meat, I will. If I'm not eating the meat, that's
Oh
the
my
same
God.
wasteful argument I've already said.
So you think it's okay to go up to any dog you want and just shoot it in its head to eat it? That's
No,
perfectly
because a
moral
human
and wrong?
cares about that animal. That's the same as stealing.
Okay, great. So what if it's just a dog on the street that you think it's okay to go up to it, shoot it in its head, and eat it? That's perfectly okay to you when you're right next to a grocery store.
No, I mean I don't think
Okay,
so
great.
because
Okay, great. So if it's wrong to do that, why is it okay to kill a cow? It's the same thing with the cow.
I mean I'd honestly just not because it's not acceptable in our culture. Like I have no problem with like
Oh,
China's
but
dog meat trade because it's the same as what we do with cows.
ma'am, I'm not talking about the culture. I'm talking about you. Do you think it's acceptable to kill a cow who doesn't have to die and doesn't want to die and has a sentient, living, conscious life that is valuable to us?
Cows are a domesticated creature, so I guess my answer is
No, they're not
probably agreeing with you
creatures.
there. I don't know.
Cows are very intelligent. In fact, they're more intelligent than many human babies. They also have lots of sentience and lots of consciousness and lots of ability to love and have compassion and have family. They're very smart, beautiful, amazing animals. Why would you want to take their life away when you don't have to?
I mean, top of the food chain, I guess.
Top of the food chain, but that means you don't have to eat them. That doesn't mean anything.
But I want to, so that's kind of irrelevant.
I know you want to slaughter, but is it ethical to slaughter?
Yeah. You literally this whole time have not given me a reason except they feel feelings.
So you think it's ethical to slaughter an animal that doesn't have to die?
Yeah, if it's a clean shot, sure.
Oh my God, I can't believe you keep saying a clean shot as if this is humane. Do you know what humane? There is no humane way to kill someone who doesn't have to die.
Just like with plants, how they have survival instincts, and I've already said this. There's no humane way to kill a plant that doesn't want to die.
Stop. The plants are not cows. You can't compare a plant to
No, I understand, but you keep saying it doesn't want to die, and it's the same thing for plants. It's the same thing for anything you want to eat.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. Listen very carefully.
Okay, I'm listening.
Listen. Plants, we have to eat. The cows, we don't have to eat. Do you agree?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, great. Do you agree that plants are not sentient or less sentient than a cow? Do you agree?
Less sentient than a cow, yes.
Okay, great. So now we agree that we don't have to kill the cow and that the cows feel pain and don't want to die, don't have to die. Why the fuck are you going to think it's okay to shoot them in the head and take away their lives for no reason?
Because if I'm giving it a clean shot, it didn't even know that its life ended. And everything on this earth, whether it's a plant, they have survival instincts. They try not to get picked. They release stress hormones.
Ma'am, if I took a toddler and shot it in its head, do you think that's okay?
No, because I have human empathy, which is completely separate.
No. Do you have any empathy for animals?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the empathy is still there.
Yeah, because I don't think we should be unnecessarily cruel. Eating an animal and killing an animal for me is not unnecessary cruelty.
Please answer the question directly. Do
Sure.
you think if I shoot a toddler who had a nice life, I treat them nicely, then I shoot them in the head without any pain, do you think that's okay to shoot the kid?
No, because I'm not a psychopath.
Okay,
No,
great.
my answer is no.
So then why is it okay to shoot a cow in the head?
Because they're not a toddler? Of course, I'm going to say it's wrong to shoot a toddler.
Man, what is
Like-
the moral difference? What is the moral difference between a toddler and a cow?
It's not my species. You really, of course, I'm going to have more care for my own species.
Oh, okay. So just because it's not your same species, you get to kill it. Okay. What
Yep,
if there was a
for me.
what if there was a species of human who were just like us, but they had green skin? Would that be okay to shoot them in the head?
Do they taste good?
Oh my gosh. So you literally think it's okay to shoot certain people because of their race?
Depends how intelligent it is. Like if it's if it's an alien species that's like on all fours crawling.
Oh my God. You're willing to shoot somebody because of the color of their skin. This is what it resorts to. Guys, animals are sentient. They're conscious. They don't have to die. There's no reason to kill them. Hey, what's your argument against veganism?
Well, I don't have an argument against veganism. I think everybody has their own choice to choose.
Okay, great. So what is the more ethical choice? To kill animals or to not kill animals?
Well, the thing is that God put animals on the earth to feed us.
Okay. Does that mean we have to kill them? No, sir, stop. Do you think that just because your magic wizard said it's okay that we should do it?
Well, it's not about magic wizards. We all came from somewhere, right?
Sir,
you don't just come with nothing.
Can you please answer the question? Do you think it's okay to slaughter an animal just because some magic wizard said it's okay?
They were put on this earth to feed us.
Sir, how do you know that? How do you know that?
Because how do you know not? It's not. That's why I say we all got
because the animals are made of the same meat you're made of. So what's the difference between us and the animals?
Because it's not about what you're made of. It's about your purpose on this earth and why we were created.
And how do you know that their purpose is to be killed for us? How do you know that?
How do we know they're not?
Because we don't have to kill them.
You can make your own choice. You don't have to do whatever you want.
Exactly.
But so everybody has their own choice.
Great. So if we have a choice, what is the more ethical choice? To kill more or to kill less sentient individuals?
It's not about ethical choice. It's our choice.
This is the debate then, sir. This is a debate about ethics.
Yeah, and that's the debate. You have yours and I have my reasons.
Great. So what justifies your choice to killing the animals?
Because I believe that they were put on this earth to feed us.
But that's
God didn't create.
Sir, please listen. Hold on. I understand that you think that you believe in your magic wizard God, but it's not true. There's no evidence of a God. You have no reason to believe that. Number one.
What do you mean there's no evidence? There's a Bible.
Hold on.
How do you say there's no evidence? There's a Bible.
Sir, you have no reason to believe in a God, but more importantly, even if there was a God, it doesn't justify killing animals who don't have to die. Do you agree that we don't have to kill them?
You don't have to do whatever you want, but God put them on this earth.
Can you answer the question, please? Do you agree?
You're answering questions with questions.
Sir, please answer the question. Do you agree that we don't have to kill the animals?
Nobody has to do anything in this world. We all make our own choices.
Sir, can you please answer the question?
No, because it's easy. That's what I'm asking you. You're answering a question.
Do we have to kill the animals?
You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Sir, can you answer the question?
I'm telling you, that is the answer. How is that not an answer?
Sir, do you have to kill the animals?
I don't have to.
Okay, great. Thank you. You don't have to kill the animal. So why do you do it?
Because their purpose on this earth was to feed us.
Oh my God, we
That's
just we
inaccurate.
just agreed that we don't have to kill them, so that's not their purpose.
Yes, but if you have a choice, if we both believe that you don't have to, but I say I feel like they were on Earth to feed us, that's my choice, and if you don't, then that's your
But
choice.
do you understand that the animals are sentient just like we are, and that they're conscious and that they feel pain,
They're not.
that they
That's
don't want
not
to
what it's
die?
about. That's not what it's about. They don't.
That
How do
is,
you know that they feel? They
it
don't do
is.
anything.
Excuse me, sir.
What is
Excuse me, sir. But this is what the fucking
purpose?
debate's about.
What
This is
but
about
what
ethics.
but what
Do
purpose
you?
do they serve besides being a
Oh
meal?
my God. It's not about purpose. Purpose is subjective. You can say, "Oh, my purpose is to kill babies." That's not what we're saying here. What we're saying is this: what is more ethical to do? What is the ethical thing to do? Is it ethical to slaughter an animal for no fucking reason, or not to do that? Right? Which one's more ethical to you? I say let's leave the animals alone. They don't have to die. And I know you guys are all saying L host because you're not understanding what I'm saying here. The animals don't have to die. They're conscious, they're sentient, they feel pain, they don't have to die, and we're killing them for no reason. The animals in factories are being slaughtered by the billions every year. They're sitting in their own feces, they're sitting in their own urine. So what that lady before was saying about the, oh, you just shoot them in the head, that never happens. That's never the case. It's almost always the case that the animals their lives are being abused. That's the point. And by the way, shooting an animal in the head is taking away their life that they could have had. We all say we love life. Oh yeah. But why would you want to take it away from someone when you don't have to? Just use your brain. I know you guys all hate me. I know, I understand you guys all hate me because I'm going against everything you believe. But just listen to what I'm saying here. We don't have to cause so much suffering. We don't have to cause them suffering and pain at all. We don't have to kill them. We can just let them be. Hey, what do you got?
Not much, man.
What's your argument against veganism?
I don't really have an argument.
Okay.
I think for the most part.
This is the debate stage, guys. Come up with a good argument or go away.
You hear me?
Hey, what do you got? What's your argument?
Well, you keep saying that you don't want to kill animals and stuff like that because they're sentient beings and all that stuff. So what do you think about conservation of animals? So say you don't like deer hunters and stuff like that. If you don't go out and kill deer to regulate the population of the deer, you're going to
This is
have
utter
deer.
horseshit. No, this is utter bullshit.
Utter
The only
bullshit.
reason why deer are overpopulating is because of us in the first place. And it is our duty to be responsible in how we handle the situation, not to just kill them with shotguns. That's not that's not
And it's
conservation.
not a shotgun.
No.
Rifle or a bow.
Stop. Hunting deer is not solving overpopulation. It's a
Yeah,
temporary
it's
band-aid.
conservation.
No.
You live in the city, don't you?
No. Hunting is not conservation. It is unethical.
Yes, it is.
No, it
Yes,
is
it
not.
is.
There
Yeah,
are
you have to buy a hunting permit,
no. All right,
and then
have a
that
good day.
pays
Have a
for
good day,
state
buddy.
parks.
Have a good day. Hunting is not necessary. We already caused the deer to be overpopulated. Shooting them with shotguns is not good. That's not how we solve overpopulation. How we solve that is by doing fencing and other sustainable options that reduce the populations, not by killing them. Shooting them is not going to solve the root issue, right? Because there's a root issue here that we're not attending to, and that's urban development issues, right? Farming issues, things like that. There's many different reasons why they're overpopulating. It's because of us. It's our duty to deal with this responsibly, not to shoot them. That should be the last option. The first option should always be exhausted before we resort to killing and shooting. And by the way, that's not what we're debating here. We're not debating about conservation. We're debating about veganism. Hey, what's your argument against veganism?
Do you eat vegetables?
Sir, what is your argument against veganism?
Do you eat vegetables?
Hey, what's your argument?
Bro, I just like meat, bro. Like, I can't be eating no vegetables.
How old are you?
18.
You guys keep saying vegetables. I don't eat vegetables, actually. Very little vegetables do I eat. I eat a lot of other things than vegetables. So stop pretending learn what it means to be vegan, right? Learn all the foods we eat. I don't eat vegetables. That's ridiculous. It's not all I eat. I eat tons of foods. I don't eat just one type of food. So guys, learn what it means to be vegan. Learn what I actually eat. I eat everything you guys eat except for the dead carcass. Right?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what do you got?
So basically, the whole B12 thing. I want to know.
Hold on. How old are you?
I'm 20. 20 years old. Is that
All
cool?
right. What's your argument?
Okay. Like B12, man. I want to believe my mom's vegan. She's trying to convert me. I want to believe it's the right way, but she takes pills and stuff, man. So can you tell me about that? Like, if it's not natural, pills aren't natural, boss. So I'm trying to figure out.
Who cares if it's natural? First of all, everybody should be taking supplements because it's healthy. But more importantly, there's something we don't have to do something because it's natural. That's not what veganism means. It's ethics. We're talking about ethics here, and vegans, they can get everything they need as a vegan with with a well-planned diet. You can get all the nutrients you need. So we're talking about ethics. Now, do you have an argument against ethical veganism or no?
I mean, I truly believe that with meat that you get your proper nutrients.
We can get all the nutrients we need as vegans.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, we get fats we get fats and proteins from beans, nuts, seeds, avocados, things like that. We get vitamins and minerals from fruits, vegetables, leafy greens. Grains have tons of protein and minerals and things like that. What is your point here?
And I mean, I guess I don't know. I was just trying to figure out, like I said, I was trying to convert to veganism, but
Guys, please give a fucking argument. Give an argument against it. There's no argument. Hey, what do you got?
Do you eat vegetables?
What is your argument against veganism?
Do you eat vegetables?
Give an argument, guys. This is a very interesting thing we're witnessing. We're witnessing nobody giving actually a good argument that justifies slaughtering animals. All they're saying is, I wanna.
Hello?
Justify it. Hey, what do you got?
So what you're saying is you're doing ethical. Your argument is that veganism
Right.
is
What is your argument against veganism?
well, what is your argument of it being ethical? Why is it ethical?
It's causing less suffering and harm.
Less suffering and harm. Do you say to a lion, do not eat the gazelle?
No, because I'm not in the wild. I can't talk to a lion, and lions have to do those things out of necessity. We have grocery stores, right? So we can choose what we eat. Hence, we have choices. And with choices come responsibility to make the right choice.
Okay, so you're saying that every animal, including insects, have the right to not be eaten or hurt or anything?
No. What I'm saying is this. We as people can make the more ethical choices in terms of minimizing, as much as we practically can, harm and suffering to the animals. Do you agree?
I don't, because that's
okay. Great.
that's
So
the
what
right
justifies?
to
So what justifies killing animals that don't have to die?
What justifies they have to die?
Why?
Why? Like I said, all animals kill animals. You step on ants every day. You step on
Animals
bugs.
also sniff their own stiff asses and do all kinds of disgusting. And they're also cannibals. Should we be cannibals too because the animals do it?
No, we are not cannibals, nor
Okay, great,
herbivore.
great. So just
But we
because
are
the
not
animals do it,
herbivore. We're omnivore.
so just because the animals do it doesn't mean we have to. What is your argument that justifies killing innocent animals?
That is the argument. If animals can kill animals, we can kill animals too.
I know we can, sir, but is it ethical to do so?
It is.
Why is it ethical if we don't have to?
Why do you say we don't have to?
Because we can survive and be healthy as vegans. Now, do you have an argument or not?
I don't think so. We can survive. Do you know the difference between O positive blood and AB negative and all that shit?
No, sir. We can. So the position of the Academy of Dietetics and Nutrition. This is a study based on thousands of nutritionists and scientists and doctors in the field, and they say that well-planned diets that are vegan are perfectly suitable for all stages of life. You can be very healthy as a vegan. There's no need to care about your blood type. That's ridiculous. Now let's get back to the argument, sir. What justifies killing innocent animals?
They're gonna die either way.
So are you. Does that justify me killing you?
Well, yeah, I don't mind, but like, you go to jail after that.
So you think murder is okay?
No, that's the point.
Okay, great. So what is your argument that justifies killing animals if they don't have to die?
Okay, do you believe in hunting, not the overproduction?
Sir, can you answer the question? You're not able to debate here if you can't track to the argument. What justifies killing innocent animals?
First of all, they're not innocent. Why do you say they're innocent?
What do the pigs and cows do to you?
It's not just pigs and cows that we eat.
Okay, sir, then how are they not innocent? If we breed them into existence in the first place.
Because they eat insects too, bro.
Because they have to survive, sir, but we don't have to kill the animals.
We have to survive too.
Yes,
we can survive
hence we can eat plants. We don't have to kill the animals. Again, what justifies killing innocent animals?
What makes plants more better to consume than animals?
Because they're not sentient, and
they don't have feelings.
Yeah, they don't feel pain. They don't have brains, nervous systems, and we kill less of them.
Okay, so you're saying you're just soft. That's it. You don't like hurting animals.
What I'm saying is that you're immoral and you want to slaughter innocent animals. That's immoral.
I don't want to slaughter them. I want to.
Oh, then why do you do it? Then why do you pay? Then why do you pay for it?
Because I want to eat them.
That's not a justification. That's like saying, "Oh, I want to murder, so that justifies me to murder." No,
there's difference between eating animals and hunting, which I am all for hunting. I am not for overproduction and the fucking.
Sir.
Let me finish. I am not.
If you can't argue, go away. Give an actual argument, not just "I wanna." That's not an argument. I know you want to, but that's not justification. Hey, what do you got?
I just got a quick question for you real quick. So you do know recently the scientists...
No. What is your argument against ethical veganism?
I have no argument. I just have a question. Is that a quick question for you? So they have an argument.
Give an argument or go away.
Hello.
Hey, what's your argument?
My argument is the fact that the economy would just suffer incredibly if the meat industry was gone. What you're arguing is that, like, let's say all vegans, let's all go vegan.
No.
Let's all go vegan.
No. This is not. No. Hold on, sir. Hold on. No, what you're arguing for is false. The meat industry would not just destroy. Well, the economy would not be destroyed.
Yes, it would.
We would.
You know how much money the meat industry makes?
No. Sir, let me respond.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. Okay. So the goal is to transition the factory farming industry to a plant-based farming industry. That's
Okay.
the
And how much
transition.
area, have you ever been on a farm? How much area does it take to go and build those plants?
Please listen. What you're saying is not correct. The economy would not collapse. In fact, the economy would grow if we went vegan because that would open up the door for more plant-based options. We already see this with plant-based markets, like, for example, Beyond Meat and the Impossibles, right? We have all these different markets opening up for vegans because more and more people are now buying those plant-based options instead. So the transition can go from those meat industry to the plant-based industry. That's the point.
Okay.
So the economy would grow if we went vegan. Now justify your argument that we can slaughter animals.
Well, okay, let's say, like you were saying, that we transition that. How much water does it take each year to support our agriculture? You know how much fresh water that takes? 48%.
Oh, did you know that
48% of all water, fresh water in America goes to agriculture.
Did you know that vegans save about 54% of water usage around the world?
Okay, but what would happen if the entire world went agriculture? No. All the fresh water would be gone. 48% each year is going to agriculture.
Listen, I have a study. I could present the study if you want me to. That vegans.
I don't need you to present the study. The fact is that
so then you agree
are you going to be able to drink water?
Hold on. So then you agree that vegans use less water, correct?
Okay, they might use less water.
Okay, great.
Okay, good for them. Yeah, what point is that proving that they're using less water? If we were to go from that to the next agricultural basis,
I just refuted your argument.
What, that they use a minor amount of water because you're transitioning from producing feed farming?
Right. Now, do you have
which would be changed into agricultural farming? Wow, which would use 3 times, quadruple the amount of land that it would for meat? Would it not?
No, absolutely not. In
yes,
fact,
it would. Yes, it would. You've obviously never been to a farm. You've obviously never been to a farm.
Oh, do you want a study that debunks you? Here's a study called Reducing Foods and Environmental Impacts Through Producers and Consumers, and it shows that if everybody went vegan, we would actually open up 75% more land because we can feed more people with less land as vegans. Do you want the study?
Okay, all right. But then how many jobs are going to be lost? How many jobs are going to be lost to machinery?
Zero.
Who's going to go pick those plants? Are you going to go out there and pick those plants?
Sure.
Are you going to go pick those plants?
No, sir. Listen, we already farm 90% of the world for the animals that you eat.
And now you're transitioning it to all the humans.
Yeah, we are. Did you know that most crops in the world are grown for the animals that you kill?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's feed farming.
So
it's feed farming, but now we're transitioning to agricultural farming for humans.
Sure. So based on the study I presented to you, you agree that vegans would use less water and less land if we all went vegan.
I don't believe that. I think we would use more water.
Okay.
I definitely think we would use more water.
Then refute the study I just presented.
Okay, where is it from, number one? And number two...
Sure. It's in the Science Journal. It's by Jay
Go
Taylor
look up
They're
the
from
USDA. Go look up the USDA and find out how much percent just the agricultural farming for non-feed goes. Where does that water go? 48%.
Sure. Here's a study called Vegans, Vegetarians, Meat Eaters in the UK Show Discrepant Environmental Impacts. And it demonstrates that vegans.
I'm not talking about the UK. I'm talking about America, man.
No, this is
the economy would. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The economy it relies too.
This is a global study from many different countries, and it shows that vegans have a 54% less water usage than their counterpart meat eaters. So again, we use less water and we use less crops versus the counterpart meat eaters. Now, like I said before, 75% of all crops in the world are grown for the animals that you eat. So if we all went vegan, we would save land, we would save crops, and those industries would transition to plant-based industries. And since we as people eat way less crops than the animals that you eat, we would have more food for us.
Okay. I like your point. I understand your point. I can see where your point is going. Here's what I'm saying, okay? The world relies on these industries to provide everyone money. I want you to understand that, to provide money.
I agree.
You wouldn't have your phone. You wouldn't have the nice house you would live in. You wouldn't have the electricity to provide your phone to put on this light.
I understand, sir. But this is what the slave owners said when we wanted to get rid of slavery. Oh,
No,
but my
we're not
slaves give
talking
me
about
profits.
slavery.
No,
We're
sir,
talking about a
please.
massive.
The slave owners in the 1800s would have used the same argument you're using. Oh, but my slaves give me money and profits. I'm sorry, but just because you think that slavery is okay doesn't mean that we should do that because it hurts your pocket. But more importantly, like I said before, we wouldn't lose money. The economy would grow if we went vegan because we'd have access to more food, more choices, more
Okay,
plant-based
I
innovations.
understand. I can understand that. Yeah,
Okay,
we would
great.
have more food, more
So then give me
choices.
so
But
then give me an argument.
where's the people? Where are people going to work? Where are they going to work? Do you know how
Plant-based
big the meat
plant
industry is? How big
it's
the
not that
fishing
big.
industry is? The
Sir,
fishing industry is
sir,
massive.
sir,
Who's going to
listen.
work in that?
Did you know
There's
that
such a large amount of money.
sir, did
Okay,
you
I'm
know
listening. I'm listening. You keep muting me, but okay.
I know because you keep yapping. Did you
I'm not
know that
yapping. I'm proving the point that there's a massive economic value to
Sir,
the meat industry.
please listen. I understand that the economy depends on meat, but if we transition towards plant-based options, it will help it and it'll increase the economy. But more importantly, we are already seeing meat industries going out of business. Tyson has just lost a few factories because people are not eating as much chicken and people are eating less cow's milk. So we have a lot of dairy industries, a lot of dairy markets failing. And what are they doing?
Okay.
They're transitioning to plant-based options. Okay? So do you agree that your economic argument fails?
No, I absolutely do not. Because that's just Tyson. That's
Okay,
just
great.
one company
So then give me your
in
source.
America.
So then give me the source that shows me that if we all went vegan, the economy would crash.
Well,
Where's
there's not a good source for that because it hasn't happened yet, and it probably will never happen.
Exactly. Oh, so you have you have no data?
You don't either. You don't have
no
any
statistics?
data that would support an
Oh,
entire economy that's supplied by vegans. Yeah, that's
sure I do. Sure I do.
where. Oh, you have a country that's all vegans.
No, what I'm saying is we can actually take a look at plant-based markets that are growing, and we know that they're opening up the door for many markets and for many jobs. Here.
Okay, that's just a small
plant-based-
fraction though of like what percentage of how much money.
Hold on.
Okay.
This is a study from PubMed. It's called The Potential Health and Economic Effects of Plant-Based Food Patterns in the United Kingdom and Belgium. And what it demonstrates is that we would actually save billions of dollars for the economy if we went vegan. It shows us that a wider implementation of plant-based eating would lead to large net economic gains for society and improved health outcomes for the population. This is a study by PubMed.
Okay, I have another question for you. How consistent is agriculture?
Wait! You're just gonna.
I'm not refuting. I'm not refuting anything. I heard what you said, and I can understand it. I can understand what you're saying. I'm cognitive in that sense, right? I understand, but I'm also looking at how have you ever, you know how farms run, you know how plants, are like grow and stuff, right? There's not a basis of how consistent is farming. You could have a bad season and lose a lot of crops.
What's your point?
Okay,
What's your
the
point?
the meat industry is far more consistent than the
Wait
planting
a
agriculture.
minute. No,
Yes, it is.
no.
Yes, it is. A
Wait,
cow can live
hold
off
on.
various sources,
Sir.
grass,
What?
grazing, but
Wait,
now
wait,
you're
wait.
gonna have to.
Sir, what do the animals that you eat? What do they eat?
They eat plant-based products, grass. They graze.
Oh, no.
They graze.
So first of
Yes,
all,
or you're supplying them feed.
Hold on. 99% of all the crops we grow, of all the animals that you eat, they eat grains. For the 1% that eat grass, a large percentage of that is hay and other types of grasses that we have to grow. Because guess what? In the winter, there is no fucking grass in many climates.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
Okay,
You're
great.
right.
So we have to grow all these grasses just to feed the animals. So you're not escaping anything by eating cows. You're in fact making it worse because you're killing more crops, you're killing more land, and most
Okay.
deforestation is caused by animal farming.
Oh, okay, I understand that. But then also look at the Dust Bowl. Like if you go look historically, no, just look historically. Agriculture has failed on many times.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why we shouldn't
And how,
depend on
like I'm
animal
saying,
agriculture. This is why we can't depend on animal agriculture, because it depends on plant-based agriculture.
you can't depend on actual agriculture if you don't have water or the right temperatures
Yes,
or
and so by your own logic, going vegan is better because vegans save water.
just because they save water doesn't mean it's more like it allows you to have more of it.
What? That's literally what it means. You have more because you're saving it.
That doesn't make any sense. If you're using more water, then you're obviously making more things. What? That makes no sense. If you're growing more crops, you need more water.
Yeah,
That
and we're
makes
going less crops as vegans.
Yeah,
We're
but
doing
you're
the
going to
same
need to
calories.
grow more to support an entire
No,
nation, an
no.
entire
Again,
world.
again,
Yes.
again. The studies I just presented demonstrate that you're wrong, right? The food and
That makes no
producers.
sense.
Do you want to look at the study?
Okay, even if we transitioned everything from
No, no, no,
feed.
no, 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 sir. You can't just keep pivoting and dodging like
No,
me for
I
the
am
answer.
keep pivoting because you keep jumping back to these articles. I'm just coming from the logical standpoint.
You can't say you're logical and not have any data to back you up. I presented several studies. He presented zero. He made claims, no data. I made facts and supported them. And I know you guys are all saying you lost because you don't like me, but I'm right. Get over it. Vegans use less water, less crops, less land. We would be better for the environment, for the health, and for the animals. Hey, what do you got?
Can you hear me? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So I think I need to understand your logic before I present my argument. So you think your main argument is that killing animals is immoral, correct?
Right. If you don't have to, yep.
Okay. So do you think that any animals are killed to protect crops?
Yes, I understand that many animals are killed in crop farming, but guess what? Most crops in the world are grown for the animals that you eat. So vegans minimize crop deaths and minimize animal deaths. So do you think we should minimize animal deaths or maximize animal deaths?
I think we should minimize animal deaths, but I'm saying
Then go vegan.
if plants,
Then go.
but
Then
you're
go
saying,
vegan. Then you should be vegan. Then you got to be vegan.
but vegan is still immoral under your logic because you're
No, it's
killing.
not. Do you know? Because veganism does
So
not mean I'm
less
perfect.
murders,
No, 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 no,
less
no, no.
murders,
Hold on.
less.
Let me. No. Let me explain. As
Why
a
are you
vegan,
interrupting everybody?
because you're wrong. As a
Okay.
vegan, let me explain. As a
Okay.
vegan, I'm not saying that I'm perfect and that I kill no animals. What I'm saying is that I do my best to minimize animal cruelty, and I know that many animals are killed in farming, but I can't stop that. So I don't count those as intentional deaths. I don't intend to kill those animals, but you are intending to kill many animals in factories. That's why, to me, veganism isn't more ethical, even though, yes, indirectly animals have to die. But guess what? There's not that many animals that have to die to make crops. They have to die no matter what to get for us to get food. So I count those as necessary and unintentional deaths.
I just think at the root of it, that's the exact same thing. I don't think that saying less murders is more moral than more murders. I mean, I think murders are murders under your logic.
No, again, this is not murder we're talking about. We're talking about animal cruelty and animal death. But more
So
importantly,
when do you
how
believe?
is it possible? How could you think it's better to maximize cruelty to the animals than to
Well, now
minimize?
you're putting words in my mouth now. I'm arguing against the fact that veganism is not moral under your logic of what morality is
Oh
around
my
killing
God,
animals.
it's like you didn't listen to anything I just said.
I know I
We
did.
we kill way less animals, way less crops, way
But the
less
thing
land.
is, between me and you, I've never killed an animal and you've never killed an animal. So it's still the same thing.
Oh, no,
Indirectly,
it's not,
the
sir.
food,
Because no, it's not. Because what you're
it
doing
is.
is you're paying somebody to eat that animal for you, right? You're paying somebody to slaughter that animal for you. So you are directly causing that animal to die.
Then so are you. You're directly causing animals to die by eating plants that are
Less,
protected by
way less.
insecticides. It doesn't matter though, because
Yes, it does.
you're not
Because
killing them yourself.
listen,
No,
sir. Listen, sir. The
no.
animal that you kill and slaughter had to be fed crops too. So think of the butterfly effect, right? Think of all the crops that had to be fed and grown just to feed the cow that you ate. So that's why meat eaters kill way more animals. Like we're talking 90% more, 70, 80% more than their
Okay.
counterpart vegan. So do you think it's better to kill 80% less animals or 80% more animals? Which one?
You're just shifting the argument to a question about how many animals I think is right to kill. I'm arguing against your
No.
logic that
What I'm
killing animals
saying,
is immoral.
I'm asking you, is it more ethical to kill less?
Yes, but that's not what the argument,
Okay,
that's not what the debate is about.
So then you agree that veganism is more ethical than meat eating?
I think that it's more ethical to eat no food than under that logic. Why do we just not eat anything?
That's literally not what that's not what veganism means. That's utilitarianism. I'm a vegan. I understand that I want to survive. I value my life more than any animal. I value my life more than your fucking life. But guess what? I don't murder you. I don't kill others as much if I don't have to. I want to minimize cruelty if I don't have to cause cruelty. That's all it means to be vegan. I'm not perfect. I'm not Ace Ventura. I do what I can. So do you agree that we should do what we can to minimize cruelty?
Absolutely. I think that there are cruel parts of the meat. Listen, I think that there are.
You got to go vegan.
No,
You should be vegan.
can you let me talk? You asked me a question. Let me answer. I think that there are cruel parts of the meat industry, but I still think that there are humane ways that meat is harvested and sold and produced and eaten and hunted. So,
okay, how do you?
Yes, I don't agree with.
How do you humanely kill someone?
I'm sorry?
How do you humanely kill somebody?
How do you humanely kill an insect that's in your crop field with an insecticide? What's the difference? Where's the line for you?
Oh my God!
You have inconsistent logic.
I just got done explaining this to you that we as vegans kill way less animals than you are.
But you're not killing any animals as a vegan. I'm not killing any animals.
Oh my God!
As somebody.
Sir, do you understand that 80 billion animals in the world are being stuffed in factories and slaughtered for you guys? Do you understand that?
Do you know how many million animals are being killed for your crops and for our crops that everyone eats?
Two animals per acre.
You think that there are 2 insects in an acre? Are you kidding me?
Insects? How did you count the number of insects that died? We don't know if insects died.
I know, but that's an animal. Are you not trying to protect insects too?
First of all, you guys keep loving this. You guys love these arguments. Oh, you kill more insects. But guess what? Where's your data on that?
Where's your data to argue against it?
Because we eat less land, less crops. We kill less deforestation.
So you eat more crops, but you use less cropland. What do you mean by that?
Oh my God, dude, I just explained this to you, that the cow you eat has to eat crops. We have to grow crops to feed your fucking animals. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you know now that meat eaters are killing 80% more animals. 80% more animals are killed for meat eaters. And more insects.
I know, but that's like sitting at your house and saying, I've only killed 2 people. People who are,
sir. But if I have to eat something, I have to kill something to eat, right? I have to survive.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. So
what's the more ethical option? To kill less or to kill more?
I understand that, but are you saying that it has? Are you saying it has?
Just answer the question.
Let me. I've already answered. It's more ethical to kill less animals, but let me ask you a question.
Then you should be vegan.
Let me ask you a question. Has it ever been moral in your eyes to kill and eat meat? Ever? Has it ever?
No. Next. He can't track with the argument. He's trying to pivot. He's not trying to.
Yo, what's good, gang?
Hey, what do you got?
What?
Hey, what's your argument against veganism?
I'm eating a big.
Yeah, it went over his head. Meat eaters don't just kill a little bit less or a little bit more than vegans. We're talking a way more, right? 80% more animals, 80% more crops, 80% more land is destroyed for meat eaters. So when it comes to vegans, we're really minimizing cruelty to the animals. And I know you guys all say I lost, but it's because you just don't like me. But what I'm saying is correct. Vegans are causing way less harm to the animals. We're causing way less harm to the earth, the environment, and to our health. It's better for everybody, especially the animals. There's no reason to kill them. If you care about climate change, you should be vegan, right? You can lower your emissions by 75% by being vegan.
Hello?
Hey, how old are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, how old are you?
How old am I? 19. Yo, so I got some
What
questions for
year,
you.
year were you born?
2004, my boy.
All right, what do you got?
Where are you from?
Sir, this isn't Oprah. Can you give us an argument against veganism?
Where are you from?
Give us an argument or go away.
Well, I'm trying to. All right, so my argument is, I'd like to know where you're from because
I'm not going to dox myself. Hey, what do you got? Mr. Bravado? Hello, are you there? Is that Zordon from Power Rangers? That was the best argument we got so far today.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep, how old are you?
36.
All right, what's your argument against veganism?
Besides the fact that it's right out of the United Nations Handbook for Sustainable Development, it's not as nutritional, honestly. It's just not. I mean, animal fat's good for your brain. Do you disagree?
Yeah, absolutely disagree. Animal fat raises your risk of heart disease. Hold on. Animal fats raise your risk of heart disease and cancers. You can be very healthy as a vegan, and there's many studies that show vegans are much healthier in terms of heart disease and cancers, even dementia. So no, I would argue that you're completely wrong. But do you agree that you can be healthy as a vegan?
I've seen some healthy vegans. I will not lie. I'm not going to bullshit you there.
Great. So you can be healthy as a vegan. You agree. So what justifies killing animals?
What justifies killing animals? Well, I'll take you back to Japan. Around the end of World War II, maybe up to 1960, soybeans. Soybeans is a big crop in Japan. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So soybeans, I don't know if you know this, they cause the body to create a lot of estrogen in men, hence the term soy boy.
No,
Starbucks?
that's absolutely false. Soy contains phytoestrogens, which do not harm or affect the animal hormones. They don't affect our bodies at all.
You said animal. We're human.
Phytoestrogen is a plant estrogen, which does not affect animal hormones.
We're human though. Right. So anyway, long story short, if you notice, the Japanese men.
Sir, please.
Go ahead.
Humans are animals.
There's a delay. Sorry.
We are animals.
Okay, I'll give you that. So if you look at the men in Japan from pre-World War II, I know it's stressful. Pre-World War II, they were not to be trifled with. They were some scary ass men. And after that, look at them now. They were literally crashing.
Okay. Let me address this. This is absolutely ridiculous. Soy, 75% of soy in the world is not grown for humans to eat. They don't eat soy that much in Japan. In fact, most of the soy is fed to your cows and pigs that you eat. So, no, soy does not affect our hormones. There's no evidence of what you said. You've given no data, and it's false. You can be very strong and healthy. Or vegan bodybuilders who can probably be stronger than you'll ever be, and they never eat meat. They don't eat meat or animals or anything like that. You can be very healthy as a vegan, so stop the stigma. It's really, really ridiculous. It's baseless nonsense. No, this is not false information. Eating animals is not necessary, and it's not harmful to eat vegan food. It's very healthy to be vegan if you're getting proper nutrition. Hey, what's your argument?
Why do you think animals were created then?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2004.
Okay, and what's your argument?
Okay, so why do you think animals were created?
They're not created.
Yeah.
Animals are not here for us. They're here
Yeah,
to be
they
free and
are.
happy, just like we are. We are animals, man. So the animals that you kill and slaughter and abuse don't have to be abused. You don't have to kill them.
I don't think we should abuse them, but I mean, we can eat them. I don't really give a fuck about the animals.
Oh, really? So if I took a dog and sliced its neck open, would that be bad to you or good to you?
I wouldn't care.
Okay, have a good day. Jesus. I guarantee you, if I asked everybody here like another day from now, if this was not a vegan debate, I guarantee you all of you guys would be like, I don't like animal cruelty. Let's stop it. I guarantee you all of you guys would say that. But now because you're debating a vegan, all of a sudden it's okay to slit open a dog's neck. It's okay to abuse the animals all of a sudden because you have no other justification. You just want to say, I like it. I like it. Really, really hypocritical.
Yeah, the room's mad you cut me off, bro. You're a soy boy. Just FYI.
Oh, did you know that I don't actually
Show them muscles. Show them muscles, bro. Show them muscles. Where's your fat though? Bro. Bro, you got
Oh yeah, nothing.
Hey, you vegan? What
Hey,
makes
what do you got?
what makes you want to be vegan?
Sure, I don't want to harm or abuse innocent animals. Do you?
Okay, well that's the point of life, man. That's why we have animals. We kill them and we eat them. We hunt them and we eat them.
But we don't have to.
Yes, we do have to. So you're saying it's okay to be vegan your whole life? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, why do we have to kill the animals?
Why shouldn't we kill animals? Why shouldn't we?
Because they feel pain, they're conscious and sentient, they don't have to
Okay,
die,
but
and they
do you
don't want to
know
die.
animals eat other animals? It's the circle of life, man. You gotta get used to it.
Yeah, so I agree that animals eat other animals, but guess what? We
What?
have grocery stores. We have
Yeah.
options. We have choices. We don't have to eat them. So
Okay, but we got 8 billion people on this planet. Do you think 8 billion people is gonna want to go vegan? I highly doubt that.
well, we don't have to have everybody go vegan. What we want is a world where there's less cruelty. Do you agree?
A little bit. I can see your point. I can see why.
Okay, then go vegan. I mean, why do we have to have everybody go vegan? We don't need that. We just need more people to be responsible.
I mean, but those people who like, even if you do go vegan, you gotta think about there's a bunch of people who's not gonna go vegan. Like we got people that go hunting, you know.
Okay,
And
just because you don't murder somebody doesn't mean that somebody else won't murder, right? So does that justify murder?
but this is an animal. I think it's okay to kill an animal as long as you eat it. Like if you just kill an animal because of the fun of it, that's messed up.
But what
But
if you
if you
don't have?
kill
But what
an
if you don't
animal
have to
just
eat
to
the
eat
animal?
it, what?
What if you don't have to eat the animal?
I mean, what would you if you're vegan? Like, what would you eat? Like, just vegetables? That's all you would
I
eat?
don't know. Fruits, vegetables, grains, oats, rice, beans, nuts, seeds, all kinds of
Okay,
thousands
but
of plant-based
what
foods
if
out
we have like picky people who don't like eating vegetables, and you
there.
telling me
Well,
they have to be?
too bad. Cry about it. I don't eat just vegetables. I
Yeah.
value life of a sentient individual
Yeah.
over my fucking taste buds.
I respect your opinion. I know that people
I don't
have.
give a shit if you respect my opinion. What is your argument? Do you have an argument or not?
I think you shouldn't be vegan. I think it's bullshit. That's what I think.
Why? What is your argument? That's not an argument, sir.
I just think there's no point being vegan. Like we have animals, and we gotta keep killing animals, no matter if you don't like it or not. It's just you. You're the only one that's on this TikTok complaining about it, making all these debates, be like, "Oh, please, don't
No.
go vegan." That's
Oh,
all
so
you
you
do.
don't
That's
actually
all you
have an
do.
argument. You're gonna sit there and whine like a baby because he's debating things that I don't like to debate. I don't have an argument, so let me cry about it. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be here more and more and more and more. Okay, and guess what? More and more people are becoming vegan because we know it's morally responsible. So get used to it.
Hey there.
Hey, what's your argument?
Well, I am a chicken farmer. I don't raise chicken for the commercial standards. I raise my own meat because I want to know where they come from. I
Okay.
do not give my chickens
What is your argument? What is your argument against ethical veganism?
ethical veganism. Okay, my mother is a vegan. I don't have a problem with people that
Sir,
choose to eat
sir,
plants.
sir, do you have an argument against ethical veganism or not?
Do you want to hear me out, or you just want to be a dick?
Oh, okay. Have a good day, buddy. And stop farming chickens. They're not objects. They're sentient beings. They're not objects that you get to enslave. Come on up with an actual argument or go away. Hey, what's your argument?
Animals are meant to be eaten.
How old are you?
72 and a half. Gay fag.
Have a good day. They're not meant to be eaten. And when people say this, it's not recognizing that you're saying that out of selfishness. There is no reason to look at an animal and say, it was meant for me. When we know that we domesticated animals for thousands of years, right? We domesticated them. We stole them from the wild and said that they're mine. That is not ours. They weren't here for us. We forced them to be with us. That's slavery. We enslaved them, and now we think that we're supposed to be here for us. That's ridiculous. Don't you see the hypocrisy? Why not? Let them be. Leave them alone. We don't have to kill them. Nobody's forcing you to go vegan. Am I sticking a fork through the camera? Make you eat vegetables and fruits? No. Nobody's forcing you to do anything here. It's that you come across my channel and you don't like me because I disagree with you. But just listen. I know it's hard, but just listen to what I'm saying, and it's very, very accurate.
Hey,
what's your argument?
There are more sentient animals killed in agricultural farming than you would with, well, I guess animal farming. The amount of I live in a very, very rural area that's surrounded by farms. I have friends that own farms, whether they're growing crops.
All right.
Whatever.
This is a very bad argument, and the reason why this is a terrible argument is because around the world, maybe not in your hometown in Idaho with your little buddies, but in the global world around you, 75 to 80% of all the land and all the crops we grow is destroyed for animals. It's animal feed. So most of the stuff that your buddies are growing are most likely going into the animals as animal feed, not to human consumption. Now, more importantly, so all these crops are being destroyed, all those insects, all those animals in those fields are being killed for the animals that you're killing. So again, vegans are minimizing death because we go directly to the plants. We don't have to make this stupid system where we eat the animals too. That's ridiculous. We go direct to the plants, hence we're causing less death to the animals and less death to the crops.
But you're still causing death.
But we're minimizing death. That's the point of being vegan.
So if I was to raise chickens in my backyard, right, and then kill them, what's the difference of killing hundreds, thousands of animals for a crop compared to taking a single life at a time?
But now you have to. It doesn't matter because that animal that you're raising has to be fed crops too. You have to grow crops to feed that chicken. So now you're killing even more animals. The point is, it's better to just eat a plant-based food. It minimizes cruelty and death to the animals.
It minimizes death. So if I have a cow, my buddy across the road has 3 cows eating grass in a field, and he kills one of them a year, you're telling me that taking that one life is worse than growing crops for vegetables that are killing thousands of animals and insects.
Yeah, that's completely ridiculous.
How
I'm
is
not
that
killing,
completely ridiculous?
because I'm not killing thousands of animals, number one. But more
You're
importantly,
not, but the
no,
farmers
hold
are
on,
producing the food for you.
sir. Hold on. I know you're anxious, but hold on. The cows that your friends are killing have to be fed hay and grass. So you had to cut down land to make room for that grass. You had to cut down crops, right? You had to grow crops to feed the cows grass. Because what do you do in the winter when the grass dies? You have to grow grass. You have to import grass from other countries and feed it to your cows. So you're still killing lots of animals.
That you have.
You're still killing many animals by eating a cow, versus what I'm doing is just eating a plant directly.
Have you ever been in any part of the farming industry or anything?
I'm not intentionally killing those animals. Those are unintentional deaths because I'm not intending to kill an animal.
So when there's population control with deer, right? And they're killing those animals.
You can't control a population by shooting them. It's not how you control a population.
God.
Hunting does not control a population. It's a temporary band-aid. The solution to deer overpopulation is to do better urban development and fencing, things like that, not by shooting them. That's never going to stop the root issue.
Oh my God. Where do you live in it? Hold on. Do you live in a city?
Why does that matter when we have the data that shows you're wrong?
Because it's just hilarious listening to people.
Oh, wait.
About the farming communities and stuff.
It's hilarious when people like you come up with no data.
Oh, wow.
It's hilarious.
I like how you just immediately cut people off.
Yeah, because you're not giving us any data and you're not giving us any argument against ethical veganism, right? We're talking about you. Why are you not vegan? Why are you raising cows to kill? Why, when you can eat plant-based foods instead? Why do we live in a culture that promotes killing innocent sentient beings? Why? Yeah, give an argument or go away. He's not eating one cow for an entire year. That's ridiculous. That's false. He is importing grass, so don't say that. He's importing crops. He's importing things to feed that cow, and himself too. Nobody survives on just eating a cow. That's ridiculous. Of course, they're importing foods from other places. They're eating fruits and vegetables too, right? So again, it doesn't make sense to kill a cow and eat that when you could have eaten plant-based food and be vegan. Nobody survives on one cow a year. That's ridiculous. That's so disingenuous. Hey, what do you got?
Hello.
What do you got for us?
What about fish?
Yeah, I don't want to kill fish. They're sentient too.
Well, they have like a 3-second memory span. Are they even conscious for the most part?
No, they are conscious. They are aware. They do feel pain.
If that's your argument, you can make the same argument for plants. Plants feel pain as well.
No, they don't have pain receptors or nervous systems or brains.
No, I totally agree with you as far as eating animal meat, but I did a pescatarian diet for 2 years.
Sir, do you have an argument against veganism or not?
Okay, let me ask you this. How about honey?
No, honey is causing honeybees to be raised terribly and enslaved in honey farms where they're forced to make honey. The queen bees have their wings snapped off and they're forced to make honey. That's wrong to me. It's cruelty.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're importing foods to feed your cow that you're eating. Thank you, Sheridian. I hope I pronounced it correctly.
Hello.
Hey, what do you got?
Yeah, so so you're against animal eating?
Yes.
So what about if you're a strict vegan? Don't you see that plants eating also cause a multiplier effect on the ecosystem and the environment?
Yeah, and if you care about the ecosystem, then you should go vegan because vegans save biodiversity. We save land, we save water, we save crops, and we save less animal death and cruelty. So you should be vegan by your own logic.
Yeah, but I mean like every plant you eat also has other consequences, other effect on other probably mammals on Earth, or probably on the Earth also
Yeah, so
contribute.
vegans kill less plants. If you care about the ecosystem, the best thing you can do is go vegan and plant-based.
Well, it's your choice to eat what.
All right, have a good day, buddy. No, plants don't feel pain. They are not sentient or conscious.
Hello.
Hey, what do you got?
I don't see the problem in eating meat when red meat is one of the most nutritious food a human can eat, and it's all in the circle of life. Animals eat animals.
Yeah, so let me debunk these one by one. Red meat is considered a group 2A carcinogen by the World Health Organization. It's considered a cancerous substance. I wouldn't even remotely touch it. It's also known to raise heart disease and cancer risk. When it comes to the circle of life, we're not in the Lion King, right? We have choices. We have grocery stores. We're not in the wild anymore. We have choices. I guarantee you're on a phone or a computer in an air-conditioned building. This isn't Tarzan anymore. So with choices comes responsibility. And the animals that you're eating are sentient, conscious, and they're living and they're sentient. They don't want to die and they don't have to die. So that's why that's not justified. Okay, have a good day. They're delicious? Well, what if I tasted delicious to you? Would that justify killing somebody? Hey, what do you got? Keep tapping, guys. Keep tapping. You guys say absolutely, but you just justified murder. Do you guys realize that you just justified murder?
Hello.
How old are you?
Can you hear me? I'm 19, turning 20 this year.
All right. What's your argument?
My argument is that veganism, I don't believe that it saves the environment.
Okay. Where's your sources for this?
Good food, BBC, Zurich insurance companies. Just look it up.
What year were you born?
2003.
Okay. Everything you said is completely false. We know that veganism is way better for the environment by far. Lower.
What's up, bro?
Hey, what do you got?
I'm just listening for a couple minutes here. I don't have a problem with veganism. I do eat meat, and I do think
Okay,
there's not a problem with that as well.
What is your argument that justifies eating animals?
My argument is that to be honest, we eat animals. We are animals. We eat other animals. You cannot live on this planet without killing something. Plants. You kept saying that plants aren't sentient and aren't conscious. You don't know that. That's pretty much your opinion, based on your perception of what a plant is. But science has shown that plants actually do talk to each other through the mushroom network. Have you heard of that? The rhizomes of mushrooms.
My
Have
phone
you heard of it?
talks to other phones via
No,
satellites. Does that mean my phone is sentient and conscious?
no. That's sending signals back and forth. These are actually like so let's say in the forest, okay? The there'll be an outbreak of a certain kind of beetle on one side of the forest, okay? On the other side of the forest, through these rhizoids of these mushrooms, the trees will begin to start making defenses against these beetles because they are talking to each other and telling the other trees what's happening. This is
They're
something that
sending. So I agree that plants can send electrochemical impulses, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're conscious like we are or
what
sentient
you
like we are.
what I'm telling
Because
you
my
is
hold
is
on,
that
hold on, hold on,
yeah,
hold on. My
I'm holding.
phone can also send electrical signals and be stimulated by signals. It doesn't mean that my phone is conscious or sentient. So again, we know that vegans are better. By the way, vegans kill less crops and land and plants.
That's okay. That's
So
fine.
if you're against killing animal or killing plants, then you should go vegan.
No, I'm not against killing plants. I'm not against killing anything really when it comes to eating for
Okay,
food.
so
Now, obviously,
what justifies killing an animal?
what
Eating
justifies
an animal.
killing plants?
We
That's
have
what I'm
to
asking you.
we have to eat something, and eating plants is the lesser of the evils.
And so, eating plants is evil. You're saying?
Well, any killing of life is to me wrong, but the point is that plants are less valuable because they're not sentient or
I don't
conscious.
agree with that. I don't.
And
I
so,
don't think you should. I don't believe that you can make that assessment. That's what I'm saying. You're saying that based on just your
so,
assumption. I don't
so
think you can make that assumption.
we can. It's not an assumption. It's a fact. Plants don't have
It's
brains.
not. No. So okay, wait,
Hold
wait, wait,
on,
wait, wait, wait,
hold
wait,
on.
wait.
No.
No. You hold on a second. Wait.
Hold on, hold
Okay.
on.
Okay. Go ahead. I've heard you say they don't have brains and they don't have nervous systems. That doesn't mean anything.
Hold on. Plants don't have brains or nervous systems or pain receptors. So they're not conscious, especially not in the way we are. But even if they were, we as vegans kill less plants. So my argument to you is that vegans are causing the less death and less cruelty to everything around us. We're causing less death to crops, killing less animals, we're making it better for the environment. That's the point here. That all around, we are better for the world around us. So why would you not want to be vegan when you know that it's better for everything? Go.
I'm not going to give you that assumption. That's a claim that you're making, and I
Wait,
don't.
so you think plants have brains?
I didn't say they have brains, but why do you say brains is the only way you can be conscious? That's your assumption.
Because you need a neural network to be conscious.
That's how. Look. Think of it this way. We here live on Earth, right?
No.
And
Sir. Again, even if you're correct here, it doesn't actually refute veganism. But more importantly,
I'm not. I'm not trying. I told you. I have no problem with veganism. I'm not trying to refute it.
so you have no argument against veganism.
I didn't. I said that from the beginning. I have no problem with veganism. I'm just trying to explain to you that there's nothing.
Then go away because you have no argument. If you agree that veganism is ethical, then you should be vegan. There's no excuses. But even if people want to say this all the time, but plants are sentient, Mike, plants are sentient. Well, unfortunately, that's not necessarily true. They're not sentient in the way we are sentient. But even if they were, vegans kill less plants. And by the way, there's a degree of sentience in which living things have, right? Of course, I am more sentient than a carrot or a cow or a pig, of course. But we understand that between a cow and a plant, the plant is less sentient by far versus a cow. So we can't just, this isn't black and white. We have to recognize that there are degrees of sentience and consciousness that we have to account for. That's granting him the fact that plants feel pain, which I don't agree with. And no science says that. Hey, what do you got? That was the best argument we've heard today. I'm a biologist. I don't care. You are not an authority. just because you're a biologist. The data is not
Hello?
on your side. Hey, what do you got?
Hi, I can justify eating animals because they taste good.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
Yeah, we can tell. Go watch Barney, buddy. Taste doesn't justify killing somebody. Hey, what do you got?
Alright, listen, both man. I understand what you're trying to say, but you gotta understand to be vegan, you're using a lot more like crops, because you're using a lot more like land. We're also using a lot more money and materials to kill the bugs on the crops.
No. Vegans don't kill more land. In fact, we kill way less land. Did you know that 80% of all the land in the world is deforested for animal farming?
You not realize you're still using the same crops that we're eating to feed the animals?
Sure. Do you understand that 80% of the land in the world is being destroyed for animal agriculture, meat eaters? Did you know that?
Yeah, but this is my question. What did you eat growing up? Oh, yeah, that.
Next. That's not relevant at all. Yes, it is true, 80%. It's called research. Go look it up. I cited 2 different studies today. I lost. Where's the argument that beat me? Oh yeah, there was no argument. You guys just want to say El Host because you don't like me, right? Oh, he's the vegan. Let's all make fun of him. Oh, he's the vegan. Let's say El Host. But if you just listen to the arguments, you realize that there's really no justification for killing animals. Classic victim mindset. No. See, I'm not saying that I'm the victim here. What I'm saying is you aren't understanding what I'm actually arguing for. You're not even understanding the argument. You're not willing to listen because you just want to say El Host, right? You're not willing to listen. That's the problem. I'm not saying I'm a victim here. The animals are the victims, though, that I'm sticking up for. The animals are victims of your cruelty. That's who I'm sticking up for. Not me, the animals who don't have voices.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Can you give an argument?
Yes, I can.
What's your argument?
Can I ask you a question before I
No,
give you
this
an
isn't Dr. Phil, sir. Give an argument or go away.
So what's going to happen if we stop killing the animals and everyone turns vegan?
The world will be much better. We'd have more food, more water.
I know, but listen now.
Less cruelty, less suffering.
See, now, the thing is,
we'd have a more loving world, a more compassionate world, and more money because we don't have to spend so much on the damn animals.
But then what happens when the animals start eating our plants and we start feeding the plants to our animals?
They're not going to eat our plants. Do you understand?
Then we're going to have to kill them.
Sir, listen.
I'm listening.
We breed into existence 80 billion animals per year, and we have to feed them constantly. Food, right? We have to grow all this food just to feed the animals. Most of our crops in the world are being fed to the animals that you eat. So if we stopped eating the damn animals, we'd have more crops. It would be a net positive for everything.
So yes, if they were controlled, right? But not all the animals are controlled. So therefore, they're going to eat a lot of the
What do you mean by controlled, sir? What do you mean by controlled?
I mean by like farms. So controlled meaning like in a gated community or something like that, like a farm.
Why does it matter, sir? The point is that you're killing more crops by eating animals. We would save crops by going vegan.
Not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily. Do you want the source? No. By the way, how old are you?
I'm 17. Okay. And yes, I can have this valued argument.
Go watch Barney, buddy. We have the sources that debunk you. Go look them up.
All right. So, you know Peter? You know Peter?
How old are you?
22.
All right. What's your argument?
So, you know Peter? The company? You know they're releasing ticks all around the country to make us allergic to meat?
Oh, really? Where's your evidence for that?
There's literally articles. Look it up.
Look it up is not a source, sir. Where's your source?
All right, let's ignore this one. Let's talk about the farmers, right? Who take care of your crops. Do you have any animals die due to growing crops?
Way less animals die from being vegan than going.
Yes, but it still shoots down rabbits, foxes.
No, sir. Do you understand that way more animals are being killed for meat eaters than vegans? Do you understand that?
Yeah, but still, animals
Okay.
still die. So
Where in veganism does it say that we don't kill anything, that nothing ever dies? Does it ever say that in veganism? No, because that's not the definition of veganism. What it means to be a vegan is not to be perfect, a little perfect goody two-shoe, but it means to minimize cruelty as much as we practically can. It's about being practical, ethical, but practical. You act like one? Well, maybe because your ethics are so poor.
Okay, what's up, man?
It seems like that. What do you got?
Okay, I'm gonna answer your question. Can you justify eating animals? Well, I live in a rural area, and we do a lot of hunting growing up and everything, and it's something that we do to save money. And you made the comment a while ago, 80% of the world is used for farming for agriculture. Well, I looked it up right after you said it, and it's actually 38%. It's like it's FAO.org, so it's a government website. So I would just
So that source, I have read that source, and it doesn't account for all the land, for example, that is arable. It's not accounting for that land. It's only accounting land for specific crops. It doesn't account for all the other crops like the wheat, the corn, the soybeans, alfalfa, things like that. So it is 80%. And we have, and the source for that is Oxford University, reducing food's environmental impacts to producers and consumers. That shows that 75% of land, vegans, vegetarians, meat eaters in the UK, that shows that 75%, as well as a study from FCRN, which also demonstrates 75%. So yeah, you're wrong.
Well, then why did it pop up 38%? Because I just think that there's going to be a lot of different studies.
Because you haven't read the full. Because you have not read the full context. Have you read the context?
Yeah, well, I just saw the first thing I saw. So I mean, what you're going to see is 38%.
Exactly. That's the first thing you saw, right? So you didn't actually do your
understand.
research.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm not. So I'm going to justify why. Then you mentioned a while ago, one person can't live off of one cow, correct? Well, what we use to feed our cows and our horses is we use our own grass. We cut our own grass and our own hay. So they don't kill. They really don't kill. They don't kill the grass. It just grows back. You can look at
you're destroying, sir.
Okay.
In the process of growing that grass, you had to also use pesticides and kill animals too.
No, we don't use pesticides.
The point. Okay, well, you're still harming the land, and you're still killing crops.
You're not killing it. You're cutting it, and just like if you cut your grass in the yard, it's going to cut it and it regrows. It's not killing it.
In the process,
it's just like you cut a top of a plant. You don't kill the plant; it just regrows.
Sir, in the process of hold on, in the process of growing that grass,
let you finish.
Sir, in the process of growing that grass, you're also killing insects and animals too. That perhaps when you are cutting the grass, you kill. But more importantly, you also import grass when it comes to winter time. Because grass doesn't grow all year round.
We use the grass that we use on our own land.
Okay, great.
So we store it.
Okay, great. So now you're growing crops to feed your animals. You're killing animals by that way. Then you're killing the cow. You're probably killing several cows. When you could have just had a garden where you're eating your own plants and stuff like that without killing any animals.
Well, to use a garden all year round, we'd have to cut hundreds of acres of land for be able to use year round. And three pigs last us all year, and one cow might last us a year and a half.
No, that's incorrect. Just because
I'm the one that does it.
Sir, do you understand that you have to feed these animals with crops?
Yes, with grass that grows.
Yes, Please listen. I know you're in Idaho with your little family farm, but
nope, not Idaho, buddy. We're from the South.
Please listen. When it comes to growing all these crops to feed your animals, you're also killing animals in those crop fields. And by the way, as a vegan, I only kill about 2 animals per acre, right? So I'm killing less than you are killing. And
I
I
don't care
guarantee
about the
you,
killing. I'm just telling you
hold
why.
on, sir, hold on. Do you also eat fruits and vegetables?
I mean, yeah, I do.
Okay, great. So you're killing those
They
crops
taste.
too. So you're killing
I
those
don't
crops too.
care.
Okay, great. So you don't
They
just so
don't have
when you
souls.
so hold on,
Animals don't have
sir,
souls.
sir,
Fruits don't
sir,
have
sir,
souls.
sir, sir. When you said you live on one pig a year, that's not true. You're also buying lots of importing crops. You're destroying land. You're destroying all kinds of stuff to feed your animals when you could have just had a garden, shopped locally for food, and be totally vegan, and you would still minimize cruelty. That's the point here. And by the way, as a vegan, there's an intentional thing here. There's an intentional aspect where I intend to not kill any animals, but you do. That's the point here. You are intending to kill others. I don't. That's the difference. That's what it means to be vegan. Now, if you're going to say that, oh, I kill one animal, this is a utilitarian approach to it. This is not about veganism now. Now you're switching the topics. Because it's not about how many animals you kill necessarily. It's also about
All right, dude.
your intention to do it.
It's not one. It's like 2 or 3. I mean, that's
Right.
still okay. But
Right.
the thing is,
So you're
we
killing.
kill
So right
deer.
off the bat, you're
We kill
killing
deer
more
also.
animals. So you're killing more animals than me.
You said you kill every animal dies every 2 acres. I mean, you're eating probably
No,
5 or 6 acres.
only 2 animals die per 2 acres.
Okay, so say if you eat 6 acres of vegetables throughout your whole entire year, I mean, it sounds like we're on the same playing ground. Because if I only
No,
need 3
I
pigs,
don't eat
and then
6 acres of. I don't eat 6 acres of crops.
you don't realize how fast that stuff goes. I mean, you go by
Dude,
most
I'm
crops
eating.
are thrown away.
I'm eating vegan foods. I'm not eating entire acres of crops. Eating very little for the year, and that's 1 acre. Now
Yeah.
you're eating multiple animals, plus you're importing food, plus you're eating
don't
other
import.
fruits and
I done told you
vegetables.
that.
So if you want to take a utilitarian approach, sure, you can make the case that you're killing very few animals, and I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
But again, when it comes to veganism, we're talking about the global aspect here, right? Where most people don't live in Idaho like you, where they have.
I don't live in Idaho.
Okay, whatever country place you live. The
where
point,
we're from, it don't get cold. Like
okay,
so,
great.
it
So
stays
the
hot
point.
most of the year around. So we don't have to worry about the winter. You know what I mean? Like, cause you think during the winter it's very
I
long.
understand. But you're not. You guys are all missing the main point here.
It's hard for. Let me say one more thing.
Listen.
Okay, my bad.
There are 80 billion animals right now around the world being killed. That's what I'm against. Of course, there are many anomalies. People, oh, I eat 1 cow a year. I'm in Kentucky and I eat 1 cow a year, right? Of course, you have those people there. But that's the very, 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 very small fraction of people on the planet, right? The vast majority of us have phones, cars, grocery stores, restaurants. Hence, that's who I'm really after. That's really what veganism means. Veganism is what you do, it's how we view the animals as well. So, again, you guys don't understand. There's a veganic aspect to this, which is let's not intend to kill animals. Let's try our best to minimize any animal death, but also recognize that we're not intending to do so. Whereas the farmer in Idaho is going, oh, I get to kill 2 cows a year. You're now intending to kill the animal. Now you're viewing the animal as an object that you get to exploit. There's a difference. There's a difference there that you guys are not willing to get. So that's why when you're saying El host, you're not recognizing the nuances here. It's not black and white, right? Because even if this person had an argument, it still wouldn't justify slaughtering animals. It still wouldn't be an argument against veganism, right? This is a different thing. That's the point here. I know it seems like, oh, look, he had a point there, but you're missing the main picture, the bigger picture here, which is how we intend and view animals.
Hello.
Hey, what's your argument?
So I have a question that goes along with my argument, but how do you justify animals killing animals, or is your plan to have, lions stop eating
Because
zebras?
the animals have to eat something to survive. They don't
So
have
do we.
choices. They don't have
So are
grocery
you saying that
stores.
we're not
Oh,
mammals, we're not animals?
ma'am. I know we're animals, but we have
So what's
grocery
the
stores.
difference?
Hold on. We have grocery stores. We're not in the wild. So stop making this dumb argument. It
But we're
doesn't
still
work.
wild animals by technicality. Just because we're
No,
human
man, we're not
doesn't make
wild
us any
animals.
less of a mammal. We were
Man,
made
how
to
old are you?
eat.
How old are you?
23.
Okay, we are not wild animals. We're humans. We're not in the wild.
The food chain
Okay?
begs to
We're
differ.
civilized. Now, do you agree that we have grocery stores?
Yes.
Do you agree that the animals don't have grocery stores?
Yes.
Great. So that means we have
So how is
choices.
that an invalid?
Hold on. What this means is that we have choices, the animals don't. Hence,
Okay.
we should make the most ethical choice. Do you agree?
And we have choices, correct?
Great. So
So,
what's the more ethical choice? To kill more animals or to kill less animals?
to survive, because humans need to survive.
Yeah, we can survive on plant-based foods. Do you agree?
No, I honestly
Okay.
do not.
So what is your argument that we can't survive on plant-based foods?
Because humans were made to eat red meat, just like most other mammals
Then
and
why does it give us
omnivores
cancer?
on Earth.
Then why does red meat give us cancer?
What sources do you have that say that?
The World Health Organization.
Says that gives us cancer.
Yes.
And it's not, maybe pesticides that were put in
No,
crops.
it's organic red meat gives us cancer. It's meat itself. There's many different pathways. It also gives us heart disease. But this is besides the point. You're wrong in that regard, but also wrong in the sense that we don't have to eat the meat. There's no need for us to eat the meat. We can be perfectly healthy as vegans
But if we have a choice, then why push your opinion on other people?
because there's a victim involved, the animals that you're not willing to look at and listen to. The animals are suffering and dying, and you're killing them.
Okay, then my next counter argument to that is we have to keep population down, correct? Because if we stop killing the animals, they're going to eat all the crops and then we have nothing to eat, correct?
No, this is extremely incorrect. Most of the
We
crops
start,
we grow, most of the crops in the world that we grow are fed to your animals. So
yes.
we are breeding 80 billion animals into existence just to feed them
So
with crops.
times that times 2 and they're eating all of our crops, then therefore
Yeah,
we have
we have
nothing
to.
to eat.
No, man. So if you want to save the crops, then go vegan because vegans kill less animals, hence less crops have to be grown for us.
Okay, but think about population. More animals will be born. They won't be killed. Population of animals will take over.
No.
There's more animals on Earth than there is
The animal
humans.
population is going to decrease if we go vegan. That's good. We want it to decrease. What you're doing is you're breeding all these animals into existence just to slaughter them. You're causing all these animals to be bred into existence.
Okay, so
You are causing
either
overpopulation.
we control the population and eat maybe a portion of the population of animals out there, or we eat all of their food and they die anyways.
No, man, you don't even know what you're talking about. I just explained this to you, man. We grow most of the crops to feed your animals. If we went vegan, we would have more food, more crops, more land, more water. So what you're
Not if
saying is
the
false.
animals are eating them.
But they're going to literally be dying. They're not going to be alive anymore to eat the crops.
Why would they
Don't you get
die?
it?
They're gonna die either way.
Because we're not breeding them into existence anymore in factories.
We're all meant to die anyways. So it's either a portion or...
Oh, man. What justifies killing innocent animals that don't have to die?
So we can eat and have protein.
Okay, so
calcium,
I
and the nutrients
agree
that
we have
need.
to eat. Ma'am, we can eat plant-based foods. Do you agree? And be healthy?
I mean, we could, but that doesn't make you any more healthy. You're eating fake meat.
Okay. No, I don't. You don't have to eat fake meat as a vegan. It's not fake meat. It's just plant-based meat. But more importantly, we can be
We
healthy
still
as
make
vegans.
meat.
Hold on. So we don't have to kill the animals at all. So what justifies ethically killing animals?
What justifies killing humans?
I don't think there's anything that
It's the same
justifies
thing.
killing humans.
You're asking the same question, and it's kind of going back and forth.
Okay, great. So what justifies killing animals to you?
We need the nutrients from them to survive.
Okay, what nutrients do we have to get from animals that we can't get from plants?
Protein is the biggest one.
Oh, but beans and oats and fruits and vegetables have protein.
They do, but not as much.
They
You
do
have
have as
to eat
much
twice as
protein.
much beans.
No, chickpeas and kidney beans and lentils all have as much protein per calorie as meat
Okay, so where do they get those proteins?
from plants. The only reason why meat has protein is
Okay,
because they eat plants.
so if
All protein
all
comes from plants.
cause, like,
All protein comes from plants.
what I'm saying is, if we let the population of cows, pigs, deer all grow and multiply, they are going to eat twice as much as we will
All right.
because
Let me explain this to you guys. Humans as a society breed into existence every year 80 billion animals. We're not taking them from the wild. Right? We don't take these animals from the wild. We breed them into existence in factories. 80 billion. Then we have to grow crops to feed them. We feed them, we grow crops, we feed them, then we slaughter them. Then we do it all again. We do this every year, right? And we continuously breed more and more crops. We kill more animals. This happens every single year. Right? This is the problem. This is what I'm against. So we don't take the pigs and cows from the wild. Trust me, we don't take them from the wild. We breed them into existence in factories. So if we all went vegan, we would actually have less animals, and that's good because we don't want torture, we don't want death or cruelty. We want to minimize that stuff. Okay, that's all. Hopefully you guys all get it now. You guys understand that most meat eaters are causing all the chaos.
Hey, why should I really respect the rights of animals if they can't reciprocate any of my values? If I want to maximize my happiness and eat meat?
A baby can't reciprocate my values. Should I eat babies?
Yeah, but I want to maximize human happiness.
Yeah,
Why would I kill a baby?
I want to maximize my happiness by eating babies. Can I do that?
No, because that goes against what we value as humans generally.
Okay, so why don't you value animals?
Because why should we? They can't reciprocate any rights or values.
Neither can babies.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, really? How can a baby reciprocate values or rights?
Value would be with the mother or the father or the family.
Animals have fathers too.
They have fathers, but why would we respect those?
What's the difference?
What's the difference between what? A human?
An animal has a family too. So do human babies. What's the difference?
What's the difference between an animal and a human? That's what you're asking. Humans can respect our rights.
What's the moral?
As an individual, humans can respect my rights.
Sir, what is the moral difference between a human and an animal that justifies killing them?
The fact that humans can respect rights. And we form social contracts as humans.
But a baby cannot.
Yes, it can.
How can a baby respect your right?
The baby is under the protection of the mother. Why?
No. How can a baby respect your right? What does that mean?
How can a baby respect your right?
Yeah.
Because we value the baby. Well, the baby doesn't have to respect your right because that falls under the human happiness.
So.
Well, wait. You're conflating animals and humans right now.
So the baby doesn't have to respect your rights, but the animal does?
Yeah, because it's a human.
Okay. So you're saying the only moral justification that justifies killing animals
it's a human. Do you not value humans more than animals?
I do. But I don't slaughter them because I don't have to, and I don't care about their genetic material.
Well, why don't you slaughter them personally? Like, why do you not value them, or why don't you?
Because they have sentience and consciousness and don't want to die and don't have to.
Why do you value sentience?
because I have sentience and so do all humans, and I value that because I don't want to die myself.
Do you value someone who's like brain dead?
Yes, I do, because they're human
Why?
beings and they have the ability to be conscious.
Do you think society
If
does
they're,
though?
but if they're they have the ability. If someone's brain dead and has the ability to recover, that's a valuable person to me. But if they're brain dead and they have no ability to recover,
Wait,
then
but the thing you just said was if they can recover though.
hold on.
Okay, yeah.
Listen. If somebody's brain dead and they have no chance of recovery, that's a justification for pulling the plug. That's it. That's not analogous to an animal.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because the animal is not.
What
in a
is the
situation-
animal transcending versus
the
that
animal-
individual?
Because the animal is not in a situation where they're about to die or they have no sentience at all.
Yeah, but the reason we don't respect that human is because at that point that human can't, like I said earlier, reciprocate anything. It's done.
Right. Neither can a baby.
But neither can an animal. But for
Animals,
the baby,
first of all,
but wait,
first
but
of all-
I just want to say this: for the
first of
baby,
all,
we value it because it's a
hold
human
on, sir,
and the
sir.
potential of a
Animals-
human.
Hold on. Pigs, chickens, and cows are extremely intelligent. They can reciprocate feelings and thoughts and empathy for
No,
us.
when you say intelligent for a pig and something like that, you mean in the sense of IQ for tasks, doing little tasks, doing puzzles. You're not talking about.
Pigs are smarter than babies.
But when you say smarter,
Pigs
that's
are
not what we value, though. You just don't. We don't value something.
Okay, great. So it's not intelligence. So what exactly is the moral justification? What is it? Name the trait.
I value it would probably be consciousness.
All animals are conscious.
All animals are conscious to the level of. I'm talking about to the level of humans, obviously. When I say that.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that an animal. What's the cutoff that says that this?
The level
is
of
no
conscious.
longer
It would probably
valuable?
be language, morality, stuff like that. I think simple values that humans have.
Hold on. Animals have morality, and many animals have precursors to language.
How do they have morality? I feel like that's just more behavior and genetics for animals.
So animals have morality because we know that they, for example, share with their young. They share other things with other animals.
Yeah, but that's just behavior. That's just survival
it's not behavior,
instincts.
sir. It's a moral decision. We know that, for example,
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because we know that they're making decisions that they didn't have to, that were not
To maximize their survival. Do you not think like their individual children's happiness is going to maximize survival?
Sir, listen, I know you want to get the gotcha here, but you're not
It's only
doing it
gotcha.
because- Okay, great. Then listen. Animals, like cows, they are known, and pigs, for example, to share food with others, even though, again, it goes against their instincts. It's because they can make ethical choices. They are ethical agents, and they do have ethics. Of course, I agree. It's not to the extent we have ethics, but why does that matter when they still don't need to die and have lots of value as animals, as sentient conscious beings?
Well, for like me as an individual, it would be like why should I take away from my happiness if on a larger scale there's going to be no change? So why should I stop eating the meat as an individual?
So now you've justified murder because, well, I can't
Yeah,
stop all
I mean,
murder.
if a
No,
person
hold
can't
on,
reciprocate values,
hold on,
you can.
sir,
I'm fine with murdering them.
What you're saying? What you're saying
Like
is
a person. Let's say this. You know the tribes people that killed that cameraman.
Did you just justify murder?
Yeah, you know that. Do you know the tribes people that killed the cameraman? And I think it was. I can't remember what island, but it was on the coast of.
You just
Southern
justify
America, I'm pretty
murder,
sure.
sir. Are you justifying
Those people? Yeah, I am.
Okay, I can't talk to you anymore. You literally justified murder. There's no point in talking to you. It's like trying to convince Jeffrey Dahmer to not eat people. It's like, you can't do that. If you don't have ethics, I can't argue with you, right? It's like, if you're like a mass murderer or like Hitler, I can't convince him to go vegan. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, I can't convince Hitler that he's wrong. Like, he's just a madman.
Hello?
Hey, what's your argument?
So questioning morality, my argument is, does a pig that is born in a slaughterhouse know of life outside of the slaughterhouse?
Unfortunately, no. Most pigs don't go outside
So clearly,
in sunlight. So those poor animals are
so clearly for that pig, all he knows is death. all he knows is
all they know is suffering and death. Yeah, it's a very unfortunate.
So what is being sacrificed in that life?
They could have had a life that's free, but now they're being enslaved by you.
They don't know of that free life.
That's the issue. We want them to know about the freedom. You're literally justifying slavery. You're literally
so you're saying that a poor person,
sir, what you've just done is justify slavery. Oh, the slaves don't know anything about being free, so might as well just keep them as slaves. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. The pigs could be free and happy, but we chose to make them enslaved and die. Why would you want to do that if they don't have to do that? Give an actual argument.
All right, so an actual argument, if you're going to completely unreason that for using a completely different analogy. So what about the farmers that have spent generations on generations building up these farms, relying on their survival, because that's how they make their money and live through making that money off of their killing the animals and feeding others.
Yeah, so what's happening now is a lot of farmers that farm for meat are now transitioning over to plant-based agriculture because there's profits to be made there too.
Okay, yes, but that's not free for them.
Yes, it is.
Transition.
Well, first of all, there are incentives to do so, but more importantly, I argue that we should be making incentives to allow those meat industry people to transition over to plant-based agriculture. That should be happening too. That's also part of being vegan too.
Wait, can you say that again? What did you think should be happening too?
Transition to plant-based agriculture.
No, but you said something about aid for them to transition to plant-based.
We should be incentivizing them to transition over to plant-based agriculture, sure. But by the way, we don't have to, but I think we should be because it's beneficial. But a plant-based society is more profitable. There's more there's more economic gains to be had for a society.
Yes, there is more economic gains to be had in the future, but in the current situation, it costs money for them to transition.
Right now, there's economic incentive to be plant-based.
Yes, there's economic incentive because they can make profit, but for them to make that transition costs them money.
No,
it costs their time.
It might cost them upfront costs, but in the long term, it's going to make them more money, right? So that's a net.
Yes, in the long term, not everybody has that long term availability.
Well, then why are they farmers in the first place?
What do you mean? Not every farmer is profiting enough that they have enough money to spend to completely transition this farm that's been built up to a completely different style.
Okay, then I think that the government should help them in transitioning.
That costs money from the government and people being taxed more. And what about a poor mother that is being taxed more now?
Again, I just explained this to you. The net benefit of being a plant-based society is more money. And I have studies that demonstrate this, that we would save billions of dollars. We would save billions of dollars because it actually costs a lot of money to own a farm that is farming animals. It's actually less money to own a plant-based farm.
You're saying this economy would be better. Yes, but there has to be transitions. Every single farmer has to transition for that to be possible.
No, again, that's not true. Not every single farmer has to transition. This is a hypothetical.
Explain how this economy is going to work.
It's going to take time. It's going to take decades.
Decades for people to transition.
Yeah, that's
you just said you don't want everyone to transition, and now you're saying not everybody has to, but it's still going to take decades.
Okay, so in a perfect world, yes, I would advocate that we all go vegan tomorrow. And if we all want vegan tomorrow, we would all want to transition, and that would be a much easier process. And the government would also have a hand in that. But we don't live in a perfect world, right?
Yes.
We live in a world where the government doesn't really care and people don't really care. But over time, the care will increase slowly, and that means a slow transition over time, and that's all we can hope for. That's the best we can do. So,
in the meantime,
so again, what is your argument against ethical veganism?
I literally told you there are people whose this hypothetical that you've created is not a possibility. There's still economic loss.
Sir, if a farmer, nobody's forcing a farmer to change.
Okay.
So what is your argument?
Said if a farmer,
Let's get back on track. What is your
So
argument
the
against the
farmer has okay, he has a stable income coming from this farm that he's built. And you are
Okay.
you are implying that you believe he should transition this
Yeah, if
farm that he
if he's a veganic farmer, he should transition. He wants to. If he's not
if he wants to?
he should be, but he doesn't have to. Nobody's forcing him to change.
Nobody's forcing. Yes, but you are implying that you believe he should.
Yes, he should, and he can.
And so that's if he are you saying if he should so he can, or if he could he should?
If he can, he should.
If okay, then that I don't understand. What's your rebuttal to my claim that a farmer relies on killing animals for his
Then
for
the
his
government
income?
then the government should incentivize it. If not,
It costs money for the government to incentivize it.
okay, well, it costs money to grow. Did you know that a lot of subsidies are being given to meat industries and dairy farmers? Did you know that? We're already spending money for
Yes, and it would cost even more money for this transition.
No.
Yes, it would.
No,
That is just
wouldn't. No, again, we give billions of dollars to the meat and dairy farmers. Billions around the world. It would be a net positive if we stopped doing it. And I have studies to back it up.
You believe that the money that is being put into meat industries right now would be less if we told every single one of these farmers stop killing the animals, let's transition.
Yes, we'd have more money, more profits, and a better world if we went vegan, by far. Hey, what do you got? All right, one last guest here. Better profits? Yeah, plant-based agriculture is growing very fast.
What is bro yapping about? You're yapping about trash.
Oh, yeah, I'm the one yapping when you're literally coming up here with no argument, no data, and no evidence. Just yapping. Yeah, the animals are... It's the animals that I'm speaking up for, right? That you guys don't look at, you guys don't care about. You guys think I'm yapping, but you don't realize that there are victims out there that need our help. Billions of animals are being enslaved by humans. I think it should stop. Why does no one care? Because people are very selfish and they care about themselves. People don't have any empathy for the animals because they don't understand them. People think that people view animals as objects, right? We view them as objects, but people don't realize that they're not just objects, right? They're sentient, loving, intelligent, conscious beings. They're amazing, amazing animals. Cows can recognize faces and have families and love their young, and they cry when the babies are stolen from them. Pigs, very smart animals. They're just, in fact, they're smarter than dogs. They're smarter than dogs. They're cleaner than dogs. They're nicer than dogs. They're cuter than dogs. But we treat them like garbage because of bacon, right? Bacon. People see them as objects because we're so used to a culture where we eat them, and that's okay. And we don't see what happens behind factory farms. We don't see what happens behind the slaughterhouse. If you ever notice that you never see what happens behind a factory farm, you never see it. You have to go out of your way to look at what happens to the slaughterhouse animals. But did you know that 15% of animals that are slaughtered are alive and conscious while they're being slaughtered? Imagine being alive while your limbs are being torn away from you. That's what these animals go through. Imagine being gassed alive as a pig. The standard practice is that we gas pigs to death. And there's so much demand for animal products that we throw them in these chambers and they're gassed to death. Their lungs burning, alive, or they're screaming. You can hear them screaming in these gas chambers while we kill them. And I know you guys are all desensitized to this. This gotta stop. This has to stop. Life is valuable. Life is a valuable thing. And I don't want to take it away from others. I care for life. That's why we all say we love freedom in America. We all say we love our freedom. But you can't take it away from other animals and other beings and say that you love freedom. That's hypocrisy. You can't say you love an animal, then eat it. It's not love. It's torture. It's abuse. When I say I love animals, I really mean it. I really do. You guys are saying womp womp, but you're not recognizing what the animals go through. Would you want to be an animal in a factory farm? Would you want to go through all that just to be seen as bacon? Imagine if you were laughed at while you were being gassed to death. Imagine if you were being gassed to death in a gas chamber. And people were pointing finger, yeah, look at him being gassed. He's bacon. Imagine that. That is literally disgusting, I think. We shouldn't view them as objects. I think we should view animals as sentient, loving beings who are compassionate and don't have to die. The funny thing is that they don't have to die. That's the sad thing. In all these arguments we've heard today, kind of resorted to basically, I just want to do it. There were no good arguments to justify all this abuse and cruelty. Avocado farming. Avocados are sustainably grown. We don't kill many animals to grow avocados. In fact, avocados are some of the more sustainable crops versus things like meat and dairy, which is even more crop intensive. Kills more bees. You guys kill way more insects and animals by eating your meat and dairy. You use more pesticides. So if you're against pesticides, then go vegan, because we use less. If you're against killing bees, then go vegan, because vegans kill less bees by far. So, yeah, if you guys want more debates, follow. Everybody go follow if you want more debates. I talk about God, veganism. We'll talk about evolution. We'll talk about science and things like this. And I have a YouTube channel too if you want to subscribe to my YouTube. More debates there and more content there for you guys. You guys are saying womp womp, but I see Christian signs, right? As a Christian, right? You guys love to pretend as if you're righteous and you're good and your God stands for goodness, right? Compassionate. But as a Christian, do you think it's compassionate to gas someone alive? Or to slaughter someone? Is that compassionate to you? As a Christian, I think you would say that it's wrong to slaughter and kill. So, as much as you love to use your God as an excuse, it's actually a very poor one. Because if you stand up for love, killing someone isn't loving them at all. That's not love. It's abuse. An animal is not someone. That's what you think. But animals have personalities. Animals have personalities just like we do. They're all different. They're all unique. If you ever had dogs, you know this. You guys all know if you have dogs, they're different personalities. Different wants, different things they care for, right? We all say we love dogs. We all cry when dogs are lost or dogs are being kicked, right? We all cried and screamed when the soccer player kicked his cat. But when it comes to a cow who's being slaughtered 10 times worse, that doesn't matter to you. you don't even bat an eye, because there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect between you and the animals. There's a black screen between you. You can't see. You don't see what happens behind a factory farm because there's no windows. You can't see inside. They do that on purpose. So that you don't see the harshness and the cruelty that they're going through. Chickens. We kill billions of chickens per year. Billions. And 99% of them are stuffed in cages. They're sitting in their own feces, their own urine. Their beaks are cut off. Their nails are cut off so that they can't claw. They can't bite each other out of anxiety. If you think that's okay, I'm sorry, but I don't. I think that's cruelty to the max. Cows are being forcibly impregnated to, make us milk. It's not even for us. It's for their calves. It's not for us. Why would you force someone to be pregnant and then force them to give us their milk? That's ridiculous. It's not love. It's not compassion. That's cruelty. I think that we should view animals as much more than just objects that we get to exploit, but beings that we can love, that we should love. We don't have to harm. Thank you, Liberty. Thank you. Animals are not someone. They are someone. Animals are unique in their own ways. They're very loving. Pigs are adorable and loving. They can be seen as pets too. I scrolled on Facebook a few days ago and I saw a video of somebody having a birthday party for their dogs. Birthday party. A birthday party for their dog. Clearly, we view animals as someone, as a part of the family, right? We would never say our dog is not family. We call it family. So if we can call animals family, surely they can have personalities. Surely they're someone, not something. If we recognize what they're capable of, who they really are, they're not something. They're a who. They're a someone. There's someone behind those eyes. There's somebody behind those eyes. Someone with thoughts, their own thoughts and dreams and feelings and emotions. So I think that we can do better. Thank you for the galaxy so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for watching. A lot of people would die if we stopped eating animals. Could it be further from the truth? There are studies after studies showing that if we all went vegan, we would have more food. We would save crops. We would save food for everybody. In fact, we could save world hunger potentially. We would have a surplus of food because we're already growing it. It's just going to the animals instead. So we would have a surplus of food if we just went vegan. So what you just said is incorrect. We would have more food for us, more water, and guess what? Less greenhouse gas emissions, right? Even if you don't care about the animals, they're just stupid things, right? They're just stupid things. Well, if you care about climate change, then go vegan. Because vegans have a 75% lower carbon footprint. Think about that. The study, sure, it's called Vegans, Vegetarians, Fish Eaters, Meat Eaters in the UK show descriptive environmental impacts. It's done by Oxford University. It's peer-reviewed. And it shows that we, as vegans, have a 75% lower carbon footprint. Think about that. 75% lower carbon footprint. Think about that. That's tremendous amounts of savings. If you care about climate change, you got to be vegan. There's no other way to make a profound impact as that. So again, there are many reasons to be vegan, or plant-based at least. More trucks delivering plants, but what do you think they deliver with the meat that you buy? They have to deliver. Do you understand that they have to transport all these animals? Do you understand that that some animals are stuffed in the backs of trucks for 2 days straight? Do you guys understand that pigs and cows and cattle are shipped across in trucks all around the world for days? Imagine being in a hot, stuffed truck. You can't move for 2 days at all with a bunch of pigs around you. With a bunch of animals, all anxious and depressed. Oh, where are we going? Just to be slaughtered a couple days later. That to me is not necessary. That's a shame. That's disgusting to me. No, they don't just die anyway. Remember, these pigs are not coming from the wild. We're breathing them into existence. We breathe them into existence. Don't you get it? We are the ones who made their lives miserable in the first place. We are the ones who put them here in the first place. It's our responsibility. It's our responsibility. B12 comes from mushrooms, tempeh, tofu, nutritional yeast, fortified foods. I get plenty of B12 in my diet. %50 of animal products have supplements. Yeah, most animal products have supplements in them. Most of the B12 that you guys get from meat is actually taken from injections. They have to inject B12 into your cows because B12 doesn't come from meat. B12 comes from bacteria in soil. Exactly. Thank you for that comment. Yes, that was a great point. User 519. I'm sorry, Manessa. Yeah, thank you, Manessa. Most animals that you eat are being supplemented anyway. So why are you so mad that we supplement with B12, which by the way I don't? You should. We all should be supplementing, by the way. Everybody should be supplementing to get the proper nutrition they need. I'm reading your book. Awesome. Yeah, I have a book about, my story and, my view on things. Veganism. I talk about veganism in here. I talk about, purpose, meaning, morality, God. If you guys are curious, you should read it. There's no nutrients in animals that plants don't have. In fact, we know that plants are very nutritious. Plants are some of the most nutritious foods there are. Fruits and vegetables, mushrooms, beans, very nutritionally packed. Lots of vitamins and minerals in there. Some you can't get from meat. You can't get fibers or vitamin C from meat. Folates. Very little bit, if any, you can get from meat. No, meat's not important to be healthy. You can be very healthy as a vegan. plenty of research showing this. The EPIC study, Adventist Health 2 study, shows that vegans have a lower rate of heart disease and cancer, arthritis, dementia, diabetes. Our BMIs tend to be lower. We're more healthy. Blue zones, these are some of the longest living populations in the world are plant-based. They eat mostly potatoes and beans and rice. They live to be over 90 years old. So if you care about your health, go vegan. If you care about or go plant-based. If you care about the animals, go vegan. If you care about the climate, go plant-based. See, there's every reason to go plant-based. Every reason. Protein, sure. There's plenty of protein in things like chickpeas and kidney beans and lentils. Plenty of protein there. In fact, those beans have as much protein per calorie as their counterpart meat. I think it's like 20 grams or 24 grams per serving for beans, which is plenty for one meal. We're omnivores. We have sharp teeth for tearing meat. Well, if that was the case, then why do you have to use a fork and knife to cut your meat? Our teeth are tiny and stubby. They're not meant to tear animals. A lion or a tiger, they have, or even a dog, their teeth can really bite into an animal. Ours can't. Our teeth can't bite into the skin of anybody. They're too stubby. They're not sharp enough. But more importantly, you don't have to use your canines to eat meat. Gorillas have larger canines than us, and they are herbivores. Because canines don't mean we have to eat meat. That's a ridiculous statement. But more importantly, we don't have to eat animals, even if we have large canines. It's not required for human. Deers are omnivores. Okay? I don't think that's true, but who cares? We don't have to eat the animals. It doesn't matter if we are omnivores or herbivores. It doesn't matter what we are. We don't have to kill the animals, right? We don't have to harm the animals at all. It's not needed. Do vegans kill rats in their houses? Well, if I had a rat infestation, I would make sure that I exhaust all possible options before I resort to poisoning or killing them. I would see if I can get rid of them without killing them. But of course, if all else fails and I'm a last straw, and yes, I would of course have to use some kind of fatal thing. That's not what it means to be vegan. What it mean? Just because I'm vegan doesn't mean I'm Ace Ventura, where I care about every little insect. I don't watch my steps for ants. It's not what it means to be vegan. It means to be practical. And all of us can practically choose to not eat animal products. It's not hard to go vegan at all. It's very easy. It took me one night. I said, hey, I'm not going to eat animals anymore. That's it. And I made a simple choice. And 5 years later, here I am. I sleep well at night, knowing that I'm not harming any animals. I'm not intentionally harming animals, and I view animals as valuable sentient beings. I don't view them as objects. There's creatine. Yeah, creatine is produced by the body, by the liver. You can get plenty of it from your body. You don't have to supplement with creatine. You don't have to get it from the meat. Ask the lion to not eat meat. Well, lions don't have grocery stores. They're not in. They're in the wild. They don't have choice. But guess who does have a choice? We do. We have choices. We have grocery stores. We can choose to not eat the animals. Hence, we shouldn't. Being an omnivore does not mean you have to eat animals. It means you can. It doesn't mean you have to. By the way, I wouldn't really agree that humans are omnivores, but regardless, it doesn't matter. We don't have to kill animals. I don't care if we're carnivore or omnivore or bobivore, godivore. We don't have to harm the animals at all. So we shouldn't. Are canines? Well, canines are, tiny, stubby things. They're not sharp enough to cut through animal skin. That's why you have to use a fork and a knife to eat your food. to eat your meat. That's why. You're fighting a losing battle. Never. I'll never stop fighting for the animals. I'll always speak up against cruelty and abuse. Always. It's the future. Exactly. Veganism is the future. Whether you guys like it or not. Whether you like it or not. The trend throughout history is always that the more ethical thing tends to win. Slavery was seen as good back then. It was seen as normal. People thought people were objects. They call them subhuman. But now we know that it's unethical. We changed. It took time, but we changed. Same with veganism. We will realize 20, 30, 40 years from now, we'll look back on these times and go, wow, what did we do to these poor animals? Why do we treat them so terribly? Why? Why do we do this? And we already are seeing that. So the plant-based industry is skyrocketing. A lot of plant-based foods are increasing. Plant-based milks, fast food chain restaurants are incorporating vegan options. Lab meat is starting to pick up. That is going to be very popular very soon. So people are switching. People are noticing that plant-based diets are better and more. It's the future. So it's not a losing battle. We're absolutely winning. But whether you like it or not, we will change. We will change. It's just going to take time. The animals are still dead, but you caused them to die in the first place, right? You caused them to die. You didn't have to kill them. I'm tired of hearing how you're such a good person. I'm not perfect. I never said I'm a good person. What I'm saying is that I think veganism is more ethical than what you're doing. Plants are living. I know, but they're not sentient. They don't feel pain the way we do. And guys might say, oh, well, they send signals. They send signals. Because that one study that you found on the Piers Morgan show. I'm sorry, but that study did not demonstrate that plants are sentient like we are. All it demonstrated was that they can respond to stimuli. And my phone can do that. My computer can do that. It doesn't mean that they're sentient. It means that they can send signals, but so can everything else. A true animal has a neural network where they have neurons. Plants don't have neurons. Plants don't have any kind of animal nervous system at all. It's not going to have the same experience as we do as animals. Plants don't have pain receptors. They don't have brains. They don't have nervous systems. Veganism is for privileged people? No, absolutely not. I'm not rich by any means, and I'm still vegan. I know many vegans who are broke. I know many vegans who are homeless. They're still vegan. Because in fact, some of the cheapest foods on the planet, beans, pastas, rices, fruits, vegetables, are some of the cheapest foods. Meat is the most expensive. Meat is the most expensive by far. We know that dairy and meat is only going to increase in price, and they're being subsidized by the government. You guys don't realize this, but the government is giving farmers, meat and dairy farmers, billions of dollars a year, billions of dollars, to make sure the prices are cheap. And that doesn't happen to the rest of the food, or at least as much. What about the jobs? The jobs are going to be fine. It's already happening, where a lot of meat dairy farmers are transitioning over to plant-based farming. The jobs are secure. There's plenty of jobs in the plant-based industry. Plenty. Homeless people can still go to, fast food restaurants, fast food stores. Do I own a pet? No, I don't own a pet. I won't own a pet for the sake of owning one, but I will definitely rescue if I have to. If I can, I will rescue. But breeding animals into existence causes a lot of them to become stray or be without a home. Right? Think of all the dogs that are not adopted, stuck in adoption shelters. No family, right? It's a problem. Rescuing is, I think, the more ethical thing to do. Why will we continue breeding animals into existence just for profit? Right? This is slavery to me. It's obvious slavery. Rescue a pig? If I could, I would, but I can't financially. Pigs are very, very difficult to maintain. They eat a lot of food, and they're very, very emotional. They're very, very attached and social animals. Right? They love to be pet. Pigs love to be pet. They love to be maintained all the time. And I don't have the time or the money to really do that. That's why I'm against, that's why I'm vegan. I'm vegan so that we can reduce this need for them to be in sanctuaries. Just be kind to animals. Exactly. Be kind to animals and don't eat them. You don't have to.